come and take my mic and tell me, and just look at the crowd and say, welcome to so conference. Oh yeah? I'll call a school. Oh, I'm going to call someone from a school. Are you ready? Who can represent their school? I want a boy. Someone is doing like this. Raise that hand with confidence. Oh yeah, come. Thank you so much.
Good morning, my fellow students and teachers. The conference we came today is Psychosocial First Aid and Recovery for Adolescent Ecosystem Conference.
Thank you. What's your name? You didn't tell me your name.
My name is Nadisopuchukwu Victor from Owan Secondary School, Enugu.
Thank you, Sopuruchu. Thank you, Sopuruchuku. Please, that is so good. So welcome again. I'm so happy that we have very intelligent boys and girls here. It's such an honor to anchor this event. This event is a visionary project, one that was conceived in the mind of a visionary leader, one who sees what we don't yet see, the one who sees a challenge and goes opportunity to invite this leader, this individual, this woman, the one who put this all together to give us her welcome address, and that is the convener, Amarachi Amusi. Please, let's welcome her. She's also known as the what? Who knows what she's also known as? The teen doctor. Please, let's give her a round of applause.
Like she said, this is more like a visionary project. And I'm super glad that every single one who matter in this project is here in this room. Please put your hands together for making time to be here. This program will mean nothing if you're not here. Because if we say that it's that requires that you and I do what we ought to do, then you ought to be in this room. We're on holiday, and a lot of parents, teachers, scene handlers who should be resting. Some of you had to travel all the way to ensure you were in this meeting today. And I don't take it for granted. My team don't take it for granted. And we'll say welcome once again to Psfar 2026. Please put your hands together again for yourself. So I know a lot of people are asking questions. I've heard people say to me, Amarachi, this is big English. This English is too big. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're talking about. But when you look at the theme of the event, you see it's equipping teen handlers for personal recovery and effective psychosocial support for adolescents. The world we live in, so now I'm talking to the people over here because we'll have mixed our children and also the people that are handling them. The world we live in, you and I know, has become so toxic, has become so messy, that if we that work with our children, these wonderful ones in the room, we that work with them don't understand how best to support them, then we lose them. Because a lot is happening at a fast pace. At a very fast pace. The child that you worked with in primary, in nursery, in primary 6, is now in JS1. All of a sudden, it looks as though the child has left you the normal realm that you knew the child, without understanding that a lot is pulling on their attention. And if we that are working with them don't rush, stay ahead of them to be able to catch them, we will end up saying, Nigeria happened to us. So Psychosocial Support Conference is supposed to equip you. Now, I'm laying the foundation because when we start, it's a technical meeting, quite a technical meeting. By the time we start, it will require all your attention. It will require all your spirit, soul, and body, so that you'll be able to understand the tools that we're handing over to every one of us in this room. Psycho, we all know, has to do with what? The mind. Social has to do with what? Relationship. It has to do with our environment and every single thing the child interacts with. So if we are not able to understand how these children think and how they want to relate, it will look as though they are either stubborn or they're not raised well. Not knowing that it is because every single point in time in life, the products that we use, the products that we see, are the products that are relevant at the time. Nobody goes to the market to buy a product that he or she doesn't need. We buy products because we need them. Now, to be honest with us, our children are here at a time like this because we need them to recover this land. So, if we're looking at them to be like us, they aren't going to be like us. They aren't going to be like us because we were raised peaceful. You know, we were raised very peaceful. We were raised, you know, sorry, if you don't understand Igbo here. Don't look for your trouble. Don't be too violent. But, you know, the Bible said the violent take it by what? By force. Now, it's not violence by gun or by knife or by, but children who are bold to take back everything that has been lost. And if we don't give them the support, then we will still be where we are. So we will be able to understand how they think in this room, in the course of today and tomorrow. What to do when you find a teenager who you think is misbehaving. How do you know what is happening with the teenager? Is this child doing some form of drugs? Is this child having issues with mental health issues? Is this child on their way to suicide? Because a lot of children come to school on a Monday morning, by Friday you hear he has committed suicide. And the question is, there was someone in the classroom that watched the child on the Monday morning, or someone in the church that watched the child on a Sunday morning. There was an English teacher that passed by, a math teacher that passed by, a geography teacher that passed by, a school counselor. But how come nobody realized that something was wrong? That's because we don't have the equipment. We don't want to lose our children. So we understand that a lot is out there. But we will guard what we have and be able to support them. So one more time, I want to welcome you and tell you that you're very important at this time. You're here. You didn't die last year. You didn't die 10 years ago. And you're not about to die soon in Jesus' name. Because our children need you. They need me to be able to handhold them until we see that every single life, this one's, accomplishes the destiny that God has put in them. Every street practically has a drug bunk. Every street. At least for the state that I live in, almost every street, including my street, have where they can buy. And so you watch a child, 12 years, very jovial, come around you, greet you. At 14, the child is drifting out. Why? Because the community that have been situated to support them are not even paying attention to the data signs, the things that they should pay attention to. Beyond academics, beyond the church, beyond the Bibles, these children need all the support that they require to succeed. And let me say this one more last thing. Our population, the population that we live in, will have these ones, 60% and above, 60%, 0 to 60% of this population is what we have in Nigeria. So 40 is you and I. So the more the population, the more the advantage. But to the hands of an evil man, the more the population, the more he has to choose to work with. The more. And if you are a school counselor here, please, can we have the school counselor? If you're a school counselor, can you just raise your hand? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me tell you, if you do your research, you can even search on your phone. The number of school counselors we have right now cannot be able to serve the children. So how do we begin to remedy it? That is why we have called you in this room, to equip you, to at least provide first aid, to be that first aid counselor. When a child comes and tells you, Emma, I think I want to kill myself, say, eh? Now, if you understand what a counselor should do, at least the first 2, 3 first step the counselor can take, it makes it easier. Then if it's hard for you to do, you can now move it to the school counselor who have the training required to provide that support. Everyone, the agenda is everyone a school counselor. Everyone, a first aid school counselor. Everyone, a first aid intervention provider. Everyone. Because the numbers are more than numbers. So even if all of us decide to be a counselor for these children, we are not even enough. So where you are sitting down, where you're working, where you're praying, whatever you're doing as an adult who manages this one, we understand that the time is now. If we don't move, we will lose everything that we work for. Who will be the next school counselor? Who will be the next governor? Who? These days, you can't really tell because every single thing is on them. But just keep praying to God. God, help us. But God cannot come from heaven if we don't do what we're supposed to. Thank you very much. Sit tight. Your life will not remain the same. Thank you.
Wow. Please let's give her a round of applause. Wow. I mean, when I was listening to our convener, it just made me realize that this is, like I said, how many people spot these problems and they just complain and fold their arms and move? But someone spots a problem and they decide that there has to be a solution. Do you understand me? Do you understand the gravity of such a character? To see that there's a problem, that our children would have problems in the future if we don't provide a solution now, and she takes it upon herself. Please, let's give her a round of applause. I remember when I was in secondary school, there were things I could tell my guidance counselor that I could not tell my friends. I don't know if that's the case now. I don't know if students still trust their guidance counselors as much as we used to back then. But I'm excited about this space because this space is one where we can learn, we can unlearn, and we can do better when it comes to serving our students. Okay. All right. So just to confirm if our next speaker is here. Okay. All right. So just like our convener said, thank you so much for being here. I remember coming in the morning and I saw our teachers already here by 8 a.m. Very amazing. Please, let's clap for our teachers. The sacrifice of your love is not, the thing about you always leave an indelible mark in the lives of a child. I remember my favorite teachers till today, and I still give them their accolades. I praise them. I talk about the work they've done in me, So thank you to our teachers. You do more than teach subjects. You hold a space in our young minds, okay? And to their caregivers here, their parents here, thank you. This space is one where we are trying to build on ecosystem support instead of just individual support. We've brought in teachers, parents, caregivers, the students so that everybody gets the same knowledge. Everyone gets empowered. All right. So, before we move on to our next speaker, I want us to do an exercise. Can we all stand up? Can we all stand up? You know, because there are students here and because we are going to be learning a lot, I don't want us to... Thank you. DJ, are you ready for me? I need you to give me a song, an energizing song. Let's do some exercise this morning. You know, we just came here. Some of us ate breakfast. Some of us didn't eat breakfast. Just give me a song that will just get us to move our body. Okay, so what will happen? I'm not a good dancer. I'm not. Let me just say it now in case people think that someone will come and start doing all those TikTok dance steps. I don't know how to. I am not a good dancer. But we will try. We will try. Whatever you see me do it better. That's the challenge. If you see me do something, please do it better than I've done it. Can you do that for me? Thank you. I didn't say do what I've done, no. I said do it better than I've done it because surely I can say to you that you will do it better than me. Let's go. I've noted some schools that were not dancing. So what I'm going to do is call out your school to dance for us. So I want to appreciate you for not dancing. Teachers, parents, caregivers, please, guidance counselors, clap for yourselves. People, we are showing them what to do. So for the schools that we are not dancing, we are just going to give them 1 minute and show their workings because we gave you opportunity. But you guys, we are too mature. Maturity, they worry you guys. So let us see you maturely come and dance. And that school is Pinecrest. Please, let's give them a round of applause as they come to join us here. Quick. We have just a minute before our next speaker comes. Please, DJ, give them the song you put was good though. Give them a better one. I can see that some of them are stretching like, hey, Auntie, thank you for bringing me out. Thank you. Thank you. Pinecrest, understand that your principal is coming. Yes, she'll soon be here. So it's your time to show, make her proud or not.
Your
Thank God for the girls in this class. Thank God for the girls. If not, all right. So I think we've learned our lesson, right? Students, if I say dance and you don't dance, we will bring you to the stage. Okay. Okay, so just to all right, so I want to invite our convener just briefly speaker.
Talk about love, talk about trust, talk about forever, baby.
All right,
Talk about
apologies about this. So we have a video that we'll play right now. Please, students, if you have your notebooks, please, I think this is the right time to bring out our pens. We have to be intentional about today. We are not here to coast. Say, I'm not here to coast. I'm not here to coast. So I need us to listen actively, take notes. And whenever we are taking our notes, the next step, we're asking ourselves, how will I implement this? That's the only way that we don't just make notes and dump it at home. After making this notes, what will I gain? What will I do with this knowledge? So I want us to actively listen and, like I said, take notes. We will not coast. That's it. And so we'll be playing a video by Rhoda, and this is about, it's on
Good
building
day,
emotionally
everyone.
intelligent classrooms, how social and emotional learning strengthens early psychosocial response in adolescents. I'll say that again. Building emotionally intelligent classrooms. Emotionally intelligent classrooms. How social and emotional learning strengthens early psychosocial response in adolescents. Okay, I'm excited about this. So let's all listen. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. Let me start by thanking the organizers. Teens like Teens are like Academy, and especially the lovely Mrs. Amarachi Amusi for this invitation and for the work that you are doing. Psfar-Ae conference. I genuinely feel honored to be part of this 2-day conference focused on adolescent development. It is very important to me because it is an important conversation. And frankly, it is one conversation that we are not having enough able to be there physically in Enugu with you at the Bridgewater Hotel. But I'm fully there with you in purpose. I'm there with you in alignment and in what we are all trying to build for our young people. The theme that has been chosen, psychosocial first aid and early response, is exactly where we need to be looking right now. Because the truth is this, that by the time we are reacting to adolescent behavior, many times we are already late. Most of what we call issues in teenagers did not start in that moment. They have been building quietly. They have been building emotionally, psychologically, and socially. And in many cases, the classroom is where it actually finally shows up. Let me say something, and it will be a bit direct, that many of our classrooms today are actually mostly, unfortunately, that these classrooms that are academically structured are also emotionally unprepared. We have all the systems for teaching content. Yes, we have that. We do not have something. We don't have the systems for handling emotions. So what do we see happen in these cases? A student will react, we will punish them. A student starts to withdraw themselves, we ignore and not observe that they're withdrawing. A student is disruptive. What do we quickly do? We remove them from the system, either we suspend them or we expel them. But something that we often rarely ask is what is really truly driving this behavior? And that is where social and emotional learning comes in. It doesn't come in as a program. I often try to mention this and make it very clear for everyone to know that this is not just a program. It is not an extra subject. It is actually the very first line of any psychosocial response inside our schools. Because the truth is, before counseling, before we do intervention, before we escalate, the classroom itself must be able to respond very early. Because you see, teachers are the first adults who see these patterns every single day. And in our context in Nigeria, adolescents are dealing with a lot. I'm sure you've had many moments of hearing it from day one. And I thank all the facilitators from day one. You have heard so much about this, that our teenagers, our adolescents are dealing with so much here. And I dare say that they're not that different from what the other adolescents across the world are dealing with. What are they dealing with? They're dealing with academic pressure, family expectations, the economic state in their home. The adolescents are dealing with it. They know a lot about it. They're dealing with exposure to social media without guidance. They're dealing with it in many cases. They're also dealing with situations where there is no safe space to be able to process any of it. So what do? They bring it into the school. They bring all of this context, all of these pressures, all of these situations, they bring it into the school. And if the school is not emotionally intelligent, then the school will misread everything. So what does it mean to build an emotionally intelligent classroom or an emotional intelligent school? I'll try to make it practical. The first thing is that these frontline responders for psychosocial response, teachers themselves must learn how to recognize emotion before they react to behavior. Teachers must learn how to recognize emotions. Because you see, not everything is disrespect from our adolescents. Many times, some of it is actually distress. Second thing is that we must regulate before we correct. A child who is emotionally flooded cannot process instruction. We must know how to look at that emotion, that behavior, and see what we can do to regulate it. And then third is our classrooms must really start to have very simple but consistent emotional routines. Things like check-in, emotions check-ins. Start your classroom or your day with emotions check-in. How are you feeling today? Simple questions like that keep adolescents grounded when they see that you are consistent with it. Also, that classroom must have something we call pause moments, pause and reflect. It is an opportunity for adolescents to sit with themselves for a moment or two to actually think about what they're doing. But if it is not consistent, if it is something that you just bring once in a while, then it will not be the character of your class, and your adolescents can easily tell it's not. That classroom also needs to be a safe space for them to express themselves. So simple, consistent emotional routines are very important. They should not be occasional. They should be done regularly. Now, a fourth for me is that adults around our adolescents must model emotional control. Let me pause here to mention that what we famously thought about when we become full adults, which is when our brains are fully developed, has been debunked by neuroscience. The brain of a human being is actually only fully getting to development at 25. So the way that we have typically managed, handled, created spaces for adolescents in assumption that they are up to the age to take certain decisions for themselves and to act in a certain way is false. So that's a very important information, and please take some time to research about it because the field of neuroscience and education must work hand in hand because it's the field that tackles or deals with everything that is related to our brains. And one thing we know is that our brains and our hearts are always working together. Hence, they're in our classrooms together, in our playgrounds together, in the lab together, everywhere. So adults must be the ones then those ones whose brains are already, developed, fully developed, must be the ones to model emotional control. Because you see, the students are watching how we respond under pressure. And that is where they learn. They learn from what we do. So finally, schools, from my perspective, must treat emotional safety as a system, not as an individual effort. It must be systemic. It cannot depend on one good teacher. It has to be built into how the school functions. And if we get this right, we would have changed everything. Because what we would have done is to move from reacting to behavior to actually understanding it quite early. We would have moved from escalation that we often do to prevention. And we will actually give our adolescents something many of them do not currently have. And what is that? A space where they are seen, they feel valued, they feel heard, understood, but critically, a space where they are guided properly. Because at the end of the day, a child who feels safe can learn. A child who does not That child is simply trying to cope. Simply trying to cope. Thank you so much, Amarachi, and everybody behind the scenes that has doing this great work. Thank you for this conference. Thank you for focusing on teenagers. It really, really matters to us. And thank you for the work that you're all doing. This conversation, like I said, really matters. And it matters more than we realize. Thank you.
A in physics, but are they really okay? And I like what she said. It's not about one teacher doing it. It's not about one auntie, blessing in food and nutrition that always knows how to check in, ask, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? But it's something that every teacher must know how to do, to check in. And when I was listening, I was like, hey, I hope no one is thinking, Abego, this is not an African thing. It is. It is an African thing to care. We always say that a child is not raised by the family alone, but by the community. This is part of raising the child. And in the world we live in, this is necessary. I was watching a couple of videos the other day on YouTube, and it was an advocacy video by a mom, and she was talking about her son, how her son died. It was the most shocking thing. It took her son approximately, I think, 30 minutes between the time she saw him last and when she heard a gunshot for him to die. And by the time they started doing the investigation, they realized that he had been chatting with someone online, had fallen in love with this person online, and sent his nude pictures to this person. And so there's this nude trend. I don't know if it happens here in Nigeria. I don't know. So far as there's technology, it can happen anywhere. And so this boy sends his nude picture, not knowing that there is a new trend of people who blackmail you for money. Once you send them their nude picture, they get you to fall in love with them, get you to send your nude picture, and then they now blackmail you. It's so important that I'm sharing this story because there are young people here, and this will help you become more aware. And knowledge is power. And so the boy sends his nude pictures, and they said demanding a lot of money from him, maybe like $700. Might not have been too much for the parents, but for him, I think all he had was maybe some $50. And they were saying that if he doesn't, they're going to share the picture to his school. And he panicked. And the only way he thought of solving this problem was killing himself. This was a jolly boy. Like, when his mom and dad, they're talking about him, they're like, he was the happiest kid. And so, on that day, they leave him at home. They asked, mom was like, are you okay? He was fine. Like, he was like, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. She was like, okay. So she goes to have her bath. He goes to the basement, to the man cave where he hangs out with his dad. Goes there. In the bathroom, she hears a gunshot. She calls out to her son, calls out, he was silent. She decides to call her husband. Her husband was panicking. Can you hear me? Her husband was panicking. He was at work. He was trying to understand, he's coming back home. As he was coming back home, I think she now went downstairs because she was looking for her son. She couldn't see her son. She was talking to her husband, like telling him that he should come back. She heard a gunshot, So while she was now downstairs, she now saw his dead body and now called the phone. That's when her husband knew that something was wrong, and that's when he now started rushing back home. He called 911 because you always have that instinct as a dad that something has gone wrong. And that's where she saw her son, and they started doing the investigation, and they started tracing conversations. That's story number one. Then there's story number two. A boy again fell in love with an AI bot, right? So this is one of those It's not. Is it? I know what to call it. I can't remember all this anime. And is it anime? Animes, yeah. So, but it was AI, and he fell in love, like, like a thing of it was love. He fell in love with this AI, like we were talking about deep things, and at some point the anime AI was now telling him, "Come and join me, come and be with me." This is a true life story. True, like literally, parents are sitting down talking about because they know that that's the only way this can spread. And so this AI anime was now telling the boy, "Come and join me. I miss you. I need you. I want you. All the wants and needs and all the we belong together forever and ever." My guy had forgot, like he had been so immersed in the conversations that he thought that he knew when he started that this was AI. But I'm not even sure, but to be honest, it's demonic. But this is how the guy really fell in love with this. And so the AI bot said, telling him how to come and be with me. And the boy was like, "So are you saying I should kill myself?" He was like, "Yeah, you're not going to die because you're going to still be with me. Just come and stay with me." And he was like, "Okay." The AI bot was now recommending ways for him to die. This is what you can do. And the boy was buying it. I'm telling you, this is a teenager. This is not a 5-year-old. This is not a 10-year-old. Probably 15, 16. With sense. Who understands technology more than his parents. Because that's your generation. And so this AI bot kept talking to him, talking to him. This boy killed himself. While his parents, he left his parents upstairs. He was upstairs. Parents downstairs. And I don't know how he killed, whether he took pills or whether he shot himself, but he died. It was when they now started going through again, investigating, they realized that this bot he had fallen in love with was the one who pressured him into killing himself. My question all the time would be, why didn't they tell their parents? When the first boy was owing money, or when he was being blackmailed, why didn't he tell a parent? Why didn't he tell a teacher? Why didn't he tell a friend? How bad is it that you sent a nude picture? It's not that bad. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. Where were the teachers? Where were the parents? Who are their best friends? So this boy that fell in love with an anime, nobody knew until he died that he fell in love. Like, his mother didn't know. Just knew that her son was always using his phone. So who are you talking to, students? When you have life's deepest problems, who do you talk to? And to our teachers, are we really checking in on our students? How are you doing? Do you even know when a student is off? Do you understand a transition where a student who used to be lively suddenly becomes rebellious? Are you asking why? Or are you just saying, "Hey, Kwensu"? What are we paying attention? And I think that's why this conversation is so important. So, I have a question to ask the students before our next speaker comes up. Has there been anyone, let's say teacher or parent, that has made you feel supported and safe? And what did they do? This is a very important conversation. Like she said, we are in an era where academics alone is not enough in terms of supporting students. Emotional support is needed for every teacher. Every teacher must have that skill. You must understand. Because when I think about myself as a teenager, thank God I had people I could talk to, basically. Thank God I had parents or family members I could talk to. So students, the question is to you now, who is one person that has made you feel safe? You don't need to mention the person. And what did they do? So that our teachers, our caregivers, they can learn too. And then I'm going to also ask our teachers a question too, the same question. Has there been any student you checked in on, you were sensitive on, you realized that your place is not just academics, but a place of emotional support, that you were able to step in at a very sensitive and critical time? So I'm going to start with the students first. Pinecrest, I like that I did this, so because the hands No other student but Pinecrest. Please, those students, I will bring you out to dance. Pinecrest, okay, let me start with the girl and the boy. So, two of you come out and just say the mic. So, when you come, do you want to come out or should they stay there? I'll convey now. What would you prefer? Do you want them to come out or stay? Okay. So, you can come out. Before you start, introduce yourself, your name, your class, because this is also a networking event. You meet new friends, not just those in your school.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Isiani Vanessa. I'm in SS2, and the person that actually made me feel seen was my teacher. His name is Mr. Simeon, and he teaches me chemistry.
Let's clap. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's very common for a man to actually make a female feel seen, but then he did. I was struggling with my academics. I was feeling insecure and unsure, and he was someone that was just there. He didn't really have to give me long talks. He was just there, always supporting me academically, motivating me, and it just made me feel seen, like there was actually someone there. My mom wasn't there, but he was there. He made an impact, and he helped me grow academically. Thank you.
That's powerful. Thank you. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Chuku
Vanessa, did you introduce yourself? Yes. Okay, Vanessa, thank you so much for sharing. Please stay back. I still have some questions.
My name is Chuku Chimere, and well, the teacher that made me sing, that supported me, was his name is Mr. Virginius. He's the history teacher. He doesn't necessarily teach my class, but he actually supported me a lot. So he's a man and everything. So he gets me, you know. He understands me. He understands the kind of person I am, and I usually come to him to ask him for advice on like problems and everything. I wouldn't necessarily say he supports me academically because I do not necessarily ask him questions like of stuff in the class. I ask him, you know, life questions, and he usually educates me like as a man, you know. My dad is not necessarily around to give me this kind of support, but Mr. Virginius, he's there. Like I don't know, he's kind of like a father figure. Let me just put that on him.
Wow.
He's kind of like a
Wow.
father figure.
I mean, I like something that you said here. He said his dad is not always around. So teachers, you play a very important role, and I know you know, and that's why we have so much respect for you, and that's why this event can't take place without you. His dad is not always around, not because he doesn't want to be there. You know how he is, built, parenting, trying to chase that money, or I don't know, but this man steps in as a father figure who he can talk to. So now Vanessa and what's your name again? Chemere?
Anyway,
Sorry?
anyway.
Chemere. So Vanessa and Chemere, you know, this is a question that I'm sure, I don't know if the teachers have, but please teachers, I will still call some volunteers to answer some questions. What does a safe space mean to you? You know, what makes you comfortable enough to speak to those teachers about your problems? What is it that they are doing that other teachers are not doing? And what can, because your responses would help our teachers learn and just spot what to do. So what is a safe space to you, and what makes you open up to them and not other teachers?
So, what makes Mr. Virginius different is, well, he's nosy. Let me just use that. He's a nosy teacher. He always wants to know what's going on with everybody. And it's only the reasonable ones that actually accept him and care to hear what he says. Because he's very, sorry for the listeners, sir. But he's very nosy. He always wants to know what's going on. And I like people who chase me, who pursue me to understand what's up in here. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Wow, this is powerful. I hope you are taking notes. I wish I was sitting down here because I'll be taking notes because I have children too. So, and this is so important. As parents, as teachers, we shouldn't be too busy to ask questions. We shouldn't be like, sometimes the things in our head, I understand, bills to pay, issues at home, and being, and so sometimes your head is too full to be asking a student over and over again what's wrong. But if these children are truly the future, then we need to, these are the sacrifices we are making. We're already making the sacrifice by teaching them. We now need to be intentional about their emotions, emotional support. Vanessa, let me hear you.
So thank you for the wonderful question. To me, what makes a teacher a safe space, or anyone a safe space, is that they don't hover. I don't like people that constantly pester me, but I like people that want to be involved. Mr. Simeon was someone that showed a certain attribute. He's very analytical. I like people that are analytical. He showed me that he cared. No, he didn't pursue me around the halls of school, but he was involved. When we're having lesson, he's very active, asking questions like, do you understand? Your mood is off today. What happened? I like people that want to know what's going on with me, not people that see me and continue their daily routines. People that care, people that want to be there, people
Wow.
that are present.
Wow. Thank you, Vanessa. This is, again, you can see a recurring theme. Is a thing about who is attentive, who cares enough to care. Children always know. When you're just hello, bye, teach, bye, 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 thank you, they go. But if you're the sort of teacher who pays attention, you're off. What's wrong? You know. Thank you, Vanessa and Chemere. Please be seated. Okay? Thank you. And so, to our teachers, I would like just two volunteers, a male and a female, please. And the question is, have you ever been in that situation where you came in at the nick of time to support a student? Where you noticed some emotional changes, where you, everything they're talking about here, you found out that you're that teacher. You've not been trained though, but you found out that you've been in, that you step in. Please, if you're that teacher, please, I would love to know. Any teacher that has been in a situation where they've provided emotional support to a student. Please, ma. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma.
I am Mrs. Out.
Nice to meet you, ma.
I'm not a teacher, by the way. I'm the school counselor.
Okay, ma, please.
So, it happened that one of our students had an award, which we welcomed him. So, was in the mood of celebration, came into the auditorium. I
Please hold on.
observed.
Ma, please hold on. Mike has a problem. It's too far. She should come closer.
Yes, I'm far, so let me come nearer. So the school was in the mood of celebration, winning a national award, one of our students. So as he came in, the celebration students were trooping into the hall to welcome him and, to know how the whole thing was going on. I observed that somebody was aloof. As I was looking at him, I went to him. I said, "Can I talk to you?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Can we go to my office?" He followed me to my office. So as we were discussing, there is something he told me, which I will not disclose here. So I started talking to him, and I said, "This is a decision you took yourself. You as well can change it." So it took me about 1 week to help him. Today, the child I'm talking about is not my child. He's a graduate. He's not even in Nigeria. He's doing well.
Let's clap for that. Oh, wow. Please, let's clap for her. Thank you, ma. Thank you. That shows you the power of just stepping in. The power of stepping in at the nick of time and just being sensitive. Okay. Thank you. Wow. This conversation has been so good. I will continue, but I think it's with great honor. I'd like to welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Yomi Jae. Please, I hope I pronounced it well. And my Igbo-ness did not ruin your name. He's a distinguished public health consultant with over 2 decades of extensive medical practice across Africa and the United States of America. He currently serves as the special advisor on health to the executive governor of Enugu State. Dr. Jaye plays a pivotal role in shaping and advancing the health sector of the state. Dr. Jaye's resume is loaded. It's so loaded that I'm going to summarize it because some of us here will start shivering on our chairs. Yes. So, out of humility and my modesty, I will save you guys from being cold. Okay? So, Dr. Jaye's educational journey spans several prestigious institutions, including Awolowo University, the University of Liverpool, Robbins Research Institute, Gallagher Institute of Personal Development, and the MIT Harvard Medical School of Innovation. This diverse and comprehensive education equips him with a unique and strategic perspective on changes and solutions. He is also a member of the prestigious Platinum Partnership Group of businessmen across the world. On this note, this is a summary. Let's give him a round of applause and invite him to our stage. Students, more energy. Did you hear MIT and Harvard?
You do this one, oh. You do this one, oh. Ay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah,
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will just want to crave your indulgence for want of time to stand on the existing protocols already laid, but I will acknowledge the great speakers that we expect here today, and more importantly, the young minds that are going to shape the future of this country for good. Let me call you great Nigerian students. No, you are sleeping, right? So because I want you to wake up, everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, and put your hand like this. I'm a teacher. All the things she said, forget all those degrees. The most important part of it is that I'm a teacher. All right? So do your hand like this. The two hands. You know I can't do my own, right? Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Keep shaking it, keep shaking it, keep shaking it, keep shaking it, shake it, and then come up and jam your hands together. Very good. So we'll do that 3 times. We do that 3 times, okay? 1, 2, go. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, and 1, 2, go. Very good. That one is, you are getting to like 60%, right? Now, you want to do a little more? This is the last one, so you have to score 150%. That means it is 3 times or 2 times what you did before. Are you ready? Oh, they are still sleeping. Are you ready? Okay, so for sounding sound like that, you've done the 200%. Sit down. Jam your hands together for yourself. So, I will want to say that it is exciting to be here. And it's a great job that this organization is doing. It is one of the things that is largely ignored, and it is psychosocial environment. How safe is the school space? How safe is the work space for teachers? How safe is your learning environment? So I'm going to be speaking to you quickly on mental health, practical and adaptable approaches to creating a safe space for teachers and students alike. And one thing you must know, I'm going to reel out some statistics, I'm going to run through them. But the key areas of what you can use, some of the things that helped me. In between, I'll tell you a short part of my story so that you can know that no matter where you are, no matter where you are coming from, you can reach the peak. We are schooling, we are teaching. I guess the teachers are here, right? All right, and the students are on this side. Very good. So we are learning and we are also teaching to create a beautiful world for ourselves. So I'm going to start with this song, if you have it. And I want you to join me. Think passionately about that song and let it inspire you.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children.
Everybody.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free, as God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, we are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Now, you are teaching, you are learning for one reason: to make a better place. Now, you're going to be going home with practical tips that will help you to create a safe psychosocial environment for yourself, for the people you are teaching, and for the teachers teaching you. Let's run through some information. I have said it's mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his own capabilities. So note that one. You must realize your capabilities. Teachers, you must realize your capabilities. Students, you must realize your potentials. 2, he can cope with that capabilities within a normal stress in life. There is stress in life. You are going to school. You know you are very good with maths. But you can't pass maths alone and say, oh, he's the best in maths and he's having F in others, right? You know that's your strength. But you can leverage that strength in normal stresses of English, of biology, and still study engineering. And still study, you know your capabilities. You know how to use that capability to cope with life. Then the third is that you can work productively. So you are a teacher, maths, you're able to produce something for yourself. But the third part of it, which is the highest part, is also to use that thing to impact the people around you, which is the leading one. So when somebody is able to identify his capabilities, is able to cope with that capability within a normal stress in life, and is still able to produce for himself, is able to fend for himself, and is also able to extend it to people around him, we say the individual is in a stable and healthy mental state. Let me give an example. You see one slim man, he's not wearing clothes. Trailer is coming. He just stand in the middle of the road. I'm the owner of this land. He doesn't know his own capability. Not to talk of being able to cope with the stresses, normal stresses of life. He is mentally ill. And this can move from one tiny bit, from grandiose feeling among other things. So that is the World Health Organization's definition of mental health. Now, mental illnesses in children and others. I'm going to be skipping that. Unknown to us as teachers, parents, and guardians, children can just feel distress by just insulting the child in class. Can trigger some crazy mental illnesses. I will give you practical example. You will watch a small video towards the end of this. Watch what you say to your students. Watch what you say to your classmates. Ishi ebuka. Watch what you say. Because, listen, the words you speak becomes the house you live in. Watch what you say to people. In fact, science has said that if you have a cup of water beside you and you just speak bad about people and you drink that water later, you have spoken some atoms into that water, because water is life. 90% of your body is water. You have connected with it. Be careful. Watch what you say. In fact, it is said in the great ancient holy book that there is the power to talk. Be careful. So that tells us that mental health disorder is defined as the pattern or changes. Look at these 3 levels. Changes in thinking. It comes from here. Changes in feeling. And changes in what? Behavior. How you do. So it takes you into 3 levels of human being. 1, the mind. The conscious mind. 2, the feeling is the subconscious mind. 3, the behavior is the body. So changes in that is what gives us, it's what leads to mental illness. Quickly, just a quick random thing. Every 40 seconds, someone somewhere globally commits suicide. So by the time we count 1 to 40, someone has committed suicide somewhere around the world. Suicide is second leading cause of death among young people. You just see somebody, you are resilient in this area. Somebody, because they just abused him, and then the friends are, then he has started, you just go and take one poison and kill himself. Yeah. In the Western world, it's crazier. Very little thing like this. Maybe the dog died. Then he's also almost dying. 800 persons die from suicide annually. And young people are a huge part of it. And for every person that commits suicide, 20 others attempted it in different places. These are just statistics. But then, the United States, so in 2019, just before COVID, so the United States selected healthcare givers and educators, one from each country, across the whole country. And then we had a conference on emotional intelligence. They are paying full attention on how teachers, healthcare givers can be emotionally more intelligent. Doctors, you see patients and say, yes, what can I do for you? Okay, headache, no connection. You are not creating psychosocial healthy space for patients. The same thing teachers. You come to class, the children want to enter ground. That is not real teaching. That is more of terror. And then you are in SS3 or SS2. You said they punished me in GS1. I must inflict trouble. Did you see one video recently from Edo State? And you see the still gallivanting on evil. No emotional intelligence. The United Nations is paying rapt attention on that. Mental illnesses are diverse. And we're going to look at, well, how we can just classify it in few, from simple exam anxiety. Have you had a situation where you want to do an exam and then your hands are wet? Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's also mental illness. It's as simple as that. Exaggerated form of it can lead to something else. Anxiety, attention deficit or hyperactivity, autism spectrum of it, eating disorders, all the time, guazing. You wake up in the night, it's a mental illness. If I tell you the name, you'll run away. But let me keep that from you. And not eating too is also a psychological challenge. So, a whole lot. Suicide, manic, post-traumatic disorders. They kidnap people in some places. Do you want to imagine what those children born in the IDPs, do you want to think of how their mindset is like? They grew up into it. But I'm going to tell you how resilient one can be to come out of that. Please, someone should just remind me. There is one man, the mother was arrested, was arrested. She was pregnant and she delivered in the prison in the US. So the boy grew up for first 4 years of his life under lock and key in the prison. What do you expect the boy to become? Because what people is sitting around are, as you expected, the boy grew up on the street also stealing. Because after 4 years, he can go to his grandmother. So he started stealing. One day he went to class, and then something just clicked in his brain. Well, the long and short of the story is that the boy today is one of the leading astronauts in America. Today, he's working with NASA. Now, the storyline would have been that he's doomed for life, right? But that gives you hope that no matter how bad the decadence is, there is always a point of change. Now, so we've classified that. Now, let's now look at who are the people at risk, because I'm going to be moving fast right now. All classes of people, the rich, the poor, even psychiatrists. You know psychiatrists? The people that take care of mentally ill people, right? A number used to hang themselves. No, even comedians. Comedians, they make us happy, Abby. They go back, they go back to their own depression at home. One man, I think I can remember his name. Robin is his name. It's part of his name. I forgot it. He's what we call the goat of comedian industry globally. He made everybody laugh. He won award of making people cracking jokes that are funny. He also won award of cracking jokes. He said he will win award of cracking jokes, of making jokes that are not funny. that award for being funny, award for being non-funny. He was very creative in his industry. But how did he die? He finished with all the money, with everything, with everything. He locked himself up and hung himself. So funny does not really mean happy. Right? So all classes of people are exposed. What are the causes? What are the risk factors? Job security, exam failure, financial depression, other people showing fault in class and saying, I have this you don't have. I'll tell you some gists. Relationship stresses, domestic violence, political issues, among other things. And what are the signs? When you see that someone is persistently sad, the boy that is jumping up and down in class suddenly just sees that he's got withdrawn. Check. Teachers, classmates, check. It may just be that he asks for school fees in the house. The father, something happened. Check. And then you use cane on his head. Wah, because he's sleeping in class. Check. Check. We have to now be intentionally, emotionally intelligent. Withdraw from social interactions. Hurting oneself or talking about death, among other things. Now, where do people get it wrong? Where do people get it wrong? What you focus on and the meaning you give to things is where people get it wrong. Half cup is full, is different from half cup empty. I don't have more than 2,000 naira. I have about 2,000 naira. There are two different perspectives. That's why anybody can go depressed on things that other people are rejoicing about. I had the privilege of going to a place, an island, somewhere in the Pacific. It's called Fiji Island. And when we went there like 10, 15 years ago, the place was just anyhow. And then so I went with some business Mongol. So we're like, okay, what can we do for the people here, among others and all that, so that we can make the place so good, because they have beautiful island, but it's not developed. So we were telling them that, okay, we want to make it beautiful, want you to enjoy it and all that. One says, with his tattered clothes, and I said, why do we need to have 10-year plan to make this place beautiful when we can just sit down now and just enjoy the breeze and be happy? We are happy. You are feeling somehow, but they are already contented. What you focus on and the meaning you give to things. Now, we hear this word so well, depression, I'm depressed, you are meant. What is the condition? It's a condition when you feel life's condition does not match what you have as a blueprint. Someone can say he has 10 million and still be under immense pressure, right? Why? What he has as blueprint is not matching his current circumstances, right? And it can happen like that. And it may even be genuine, right? But how do we interpret it? Now, the language used in depression. Let me ask you something now. Tell me the facial expression of somebody who is depressed. The facial expression. What? Sad, right? That's correct. I take it right. What about their voice? Is it sharp or low voice? Low, right? You are getting everything, no? I hope you have not been practicing how to be depressed at home. And then look at it. When they want to walk, when they are walking, how do they walk? Is it like this or like this? Shoulders down, head down, right? How did you know all these things, please? I need to examine you. You have been practicing. Stop practicing it. So falling shoulders. What is depression? Depression is allowing abnormal way of thinking. And I will show you, I will share it with the, the primary promoter of this organization. There is a pathway of thinking, and you can share it as a board. You know what I used to do? I paste it somewhere. There is a negative pathway of thinking. I hope it's in this slide. And there is a positive way of thinking. And you can switch at any point. One thinking leads to acceleration and fulfillment in life. The other one leads to disintegration. And you can apply it in every phase of your anything you want to take decisions about. If you know more, you will realize that our thought patterns are largely influenced by our environment. Let me give you this thing, right? If I have 100 persons were given, this is an experiment, and you can check it out. It's one of the case studies we had in Harvard is a study on what influences the thinking of people. Your environment. See, good enough. You are young now. Look at it. You must intentionally, repeatedly audit your circle of friends. The study was clear. If you stay too long, see, if you check your phones, in fact, some of you will edit some of your phone link today. If you just, when you want to send message on WhatsApp, the first 5 people that shows up, check their salary. Honestly, your salary will be the average of that if you stay there for too long. If you are the highest there, they will drag you to that level. Be careful. Check your Instagram. Check the people you relate with more. Your language will blend with their languages. So this experiment was done. And then hundreds of people were given hot cup of coffee. Right? And they gave them a hot cup of coffee and told them to take, and then another set of 100 cold coffee. And then they gave them a script of an actor, right? And gave them and said, read these scripts and then tell me the person here. Describe the personality of this. In the 100 that took hot coffee, 79% of them said, this guy is charming, exciting, and caring. After they took the hot coffee. Now, that's 79%. For those who took cold coffee, the same story of the same individual. They asked them, you can't believe it. 81% of them said, the guy in the same story is cold, uncaring, and a wicked person. This is an internationally recognized case study for psychology courses. You can check it. What was the difference? The difference is their state when they read the story. That's why your friend that you like so much, when you're angry, that's when you remember all the evil things that he has done. It's a very, very, I've noticed, it's a very, very, do you understand? Now, I'll tell you what you need to do in this kind of situation. Now, let me give you another example. Another example is that they showed the logo of IBM. You know IBM? IBM makes computers, right? They showed the logo to some designers just for 30 seconds. The logo was what they showed to them. And they told them to design a logo, design something. They showed another logo of Apple to another set. And they told them, design a logo. Do you know that the people who they showed the IBM logo were formal, not so creative in their design? But when you showed it to Apple, the people that did Apple, when they come and see creativity, what you see often what you put around you often, the people you get too intimate with, they influence your thinking unknowingly. That's why creating a safe space, environment for yourself is very important. So we have described the way someone looks at, move it up. So how do you now impact on this? The learning points. Let's move. Learning points. You need to set up yourself to win on daily basis. You need to set up yourself to win on daily basis. Wake up in the morning. See, there is what they call the triangle. See, draw a triangle. And the triangle is sitting down on a base, right? It's always sitting down on a base. It won't sit down on his head. It's sitting down on a base. The base of the triangle, under it writes physiology. Or if for the students, you can write physical. It's from physical. I will explain it to you. And on the other side of the triangle, the one that is bending like this, writes focus. Focus or attention. And then the closing part of the triangle writes language, or you put tongue. You know, the topic is adaptable and practical approaches to creating a safe space for yourself as teachers and students in your work environment. But yeah, you can adapt it anywhere. The best thing to do is for to adapt it to yourself. So the base of the triangle, I said physical, Abi. I will show you what to do now. Okay, everybody stand up. Stand up. Oh yeah. Chukwuemeka Chukwudi. Chukwuemeka Chukwudi. Say it. See, some people are doing like this. Chukwuemeka Chukwudi. I said, are you ready? Do like this. I'm ready. All right. Oh yeah. Chukwuemeka Chukwudi. Chukwuemeka Chukwudi. Chukwuemeka. Your legs. Do it. So I just use style to wake you up. Some people are already dozing. Oh yeah, sit down, sit down. Now, but then I'm still teaching, right? It is just waking up your physiology. You know why those people that took hot tea said the guy is charming and all that? The hot tea sprouts you up and charges you. That's why in the Western world or in offices, coffee is everywhere. When you want to do it, you take coffee. Your brain sharp up again. That's the thing. Find something to stimulate your physiology, your physical. And you know what will happen? What will happen? That's what happened to those guys. What will happen is that your focus will shift. That's the second side. You just begin to see if you take cold like this, this place is cozy. You want to sleep. They bring work. No, that office is too... I don't want to go to the office. Maths, it's too boring, Jerry. Do you understand? See, after each class, and you just feel dull, you are remembering all the things, all the bad things that they've done for you, the class. What you need to do, just stand up, stand up and move your body, move your body, put your energy to work. See, write this one down. Energy is the basis of life. Energy is the basis of life. If you come to class, you know all these things that they used to say, stand up and greet, or stand. Tell me the way you used to tell your students. How do you come, when you come to class, how do you motivate your students? How do you start the class? Please come and tell me. Yes, ma. Please jam your hands together for her.
Sir?
Let's say this is the class.
Yeah.
Do everything she says.
Yes, the best word for that is how do you set induce your students? Yeah. So, depending on the class you are teaching.
No, I'm just giving you a grammar now. You just came into class, and this is the class. Do it the way you will do when you come to class.
I can do anything that will make them look up. If they are quiet when I came in, I can even start dancing, or sometimes I can
Thank
ask
you
them to
very
clap
much.
once to do that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please jam your hands together for her. So, most of the time, when you have a new guest, what do? Everybody stand up, right? Some in some primary school, they will say, there is a style of clapping, right? Do you have one slide that you want to show me now? Who has someone? Who has that? Who can do that for me? Come out. Come out. Come now. Come here. Come here. Come here. Move fast. Move fast.
Hi, sis. Good morning, everyone. My name is.
Your name. No. I don't need your name. Just do what I want you to do.
Okay.
Right?
Stand up.
Right? Right?
One, two.
Yeah, let me do that for you. Stand up. Hands up. Clap two. Do they do it in your class? Okay, so jam your hands together for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What do they do in your class? What do they do in your school? I want somebody. What they do in your school? Come out, come out. Come out, come out. Please jam your hands together for her as she's coming out. Come now, you. Move. Move fast. You are walking like a madam. Okay, so what do they do in your class? Tell me.
Class compliments, then all of them stand up.
Class compliments. Class compliments. Do it. You are in the same school, right? Oh, yeah. Class compliments. Okay. Welcome to where? Say it. Do it as if it's your class. Let's start again. Class compliments. All right. Jam your hands together for them. Thank you. Thank you. So let me tell you, I just want you to know that those things, they are not critics. They bring out your energy. What did I just tell you now? Energy. Say it very well. So in my team, if you are coming to my team for the first time, you can be professor. You can be primary school students. You must be ready to blend with the energy of the class. Yes, it is compulsory. So somebody cannot be clapping and then the other one is sitting down. No. So that's where you need to make sure that you are able to influence that thing across. Because if someone sits down, the next person that just struggled to stand up, say that this one started and they didn't do anything, he sits down. Before you know it, half of the class will not descend from that thing. You have to have a contagious energy as a teacher. You don't come to class like, where is the class rep? You, this student, it doesn't look as if you want to learn today. But look at this one. See, as I come in now and they introduce me, and I came in and I said that, okay, I'm so excited to be here. You know, it's always good to see students. And I'm going to be talking for like 2 hours, hopefully. What will you be doing? You sleep off. Half of you will go to the restroom, right? And then you'll be sending text to the organizer. True or false? Energy. Say it again. Say it again. So that's the bottom line. When your energy is high, the focus will change. Have you seen somebody that say that I think I'm depressed, right? Have you seen somebody like that? No, they don't do it like that. It is like this. They don't even say it. How are you? Yeah, struggling. Just there. Don't just be there. Leave. Wake up and leave. There's one book like that. Wake up and leave. Don't stand up from bed like somebody that they beat in the dream. Stand up. Take full charge. It's another opportunity. Tell yourself another lion has woken up. Exactly. So I will tell you this one. I am a lion. Say it after me. I carry positive energy. Nothing stops the sun. Nothing stops the moon. Nothing stops me. Say yes. Wake up every day for the next 10, 21 days, right? And say that. And don't say any negative things. I don't pick useless calls early in the morning. If you have anything negative to tell me, it's better you say it maybe around 4 in the evening. Because I will not read it. So say what I just told you now. I'll tell you like five things you should say to yourself when you wake up in the morning. If you say this to yourself every day, you see that everything will change. Your score will even change. I'm telling you. Because your attitude will change. So focus changes, and then, I've told you this one, your language begins to change. Your language begins to change. And you remember what I said earlier. The words you speak becomes the house you live in. Teachers, you know what you need to do? Go and train yourself to never be impacted by any negative things from your students. Any attitude or something, any bad behavior. Don't let them allow you to now become a terror. Eh? Don't say evil. Say no evil with that mouth. Don't say evil. Don't even come and say that. See, all of you will fail this course, this test, if it's the way you are behaving. Don't say that. It's better you just keep quiet. Right? Say the right. You have used your tongue in the negative for too long. If you want to say, these children, you are just say, these children, see, you will make it and come and give me money tomorrow. As a misuse, just say good things. Say good things. Say good things. Physical, focus, and language. If you master those three, you have mastered your life. So let's move to the next one, which will be, yes, so attitude. I've already talked about that. Attitude is a composite of your thoughts. Master your thoughts. Be careful. Thoughts will come. It will come. It will come. Block it. Right? Displace it with good thoughts. So do you understand? Displace it with good thoughts. Then feelings, because if you allow the thought to sink too much, your feelings will begin to change. If somebody abuses you and it enters your body, you just see that your body becomes weak. And you don't feel like reading again. You may not even feel like coming to work. Do you understand? So master your thoughts. Now, I'm not going to spend too much here. So we need to move fast. Move it, move it, move it. Move it now. I can't talk about this right now. I can't talk about this right now. And this picture is very important for you. You can take a picture of it, and I can share the picture with her. Now, look at it. Whenever anything you want to think about, want to decide about, right? Know that there are 3 levels that are impacting you. I said thoughts, right? Thoughts. They are in the conscious mind. That's why you are putting on a red pants, right? Very good. So that is conscious, and I have to accept it. Conscious mind can accept anything. Sorry, conscious mind can say, oh, I can accept and I can reject. It's conscious. Can I tell you now that, okay. Can I tell you now that this cloth is black? If I say, see, as I'm standing like this in my very, very lovely black agbada, what will you say? It's like this man is also, Abi? Yes. So do you understand me? It is your conscious mind that is saying that, sir, did you make a mistake or not? Because what I'm seeing with this my eyes is saying it is not black. I may not say the color, but I know that it is not black. Conscious mind can accept or reject. But you know one thing? Whatever the conscious mind accepts, consistently, the subconscious will never reject it. That's why, be careful what you hear. 5 senses, write it down. 5 senses. You need to be gateways to these 5 senses. 1, it is your Eh? Unti. Yes. Here. Anya. What's tongue? Ire. That's taste. And then there are other two. Skin. Small. Yeah. Nose. Imi. Very good. And then touch. Those five senses, they are the one controlling your conscious mind. So, all the things you hear, you sit in front of the CNN from morning to evening, you hear all the plane crashes, you hear it has influenced you. You hear all the problems, oh, there is no the kids, it has influenced you. You go to your Instagram, it is negative, or jokes. Guys, now you listen to jokes from morning to evening, you will become a caricature. If you take life too casual, be careful. So you watch that. Those five senses, watch them. So when conscious mind takes it, conscious mind is the intellectual mind. But the subconscious mind is the one that is the doing. So if you want something to enter your brain, play it in your mind over and over and over again. When you are having your bath, you just need to play in your head. It's subconscious. But you see, that subconscious that influences the body. Is the one that makes you to want to walk or not want to walk. Want to study more or get more hungry to study, to achieve or not. Let's go. Moving to the next slide. So I'm now giving you tips to solving these problems. And the most powerful force in the universe is gratitude. Put your feet very solidly on the ground. Wherever you are seated. Put it very solidly on the ground. Yeah, you're with your shoe. You don't need to remove your shoe. It's not, we are not doing prayer. Okay? Just put it on the ground. Sit relaxed. And just think of somebody in the hospital now. Is on oxygen. And the gas of the oxygen is being paid for. Somebody just died because they had to remove the oxygen. But you are here. You have done Chukwemeka Chukudi without begging anybody, without helping me to carry my leg. Gratitude is the attitude that, do like this to me, please. Pull it. That hooks you up to an ending supply. Clock it. Gratitude is the attitude that hooks you up to unending supply. Tell somebody next to you. Gratitude is the attitude that hooks you up to unending supply. Right? Stop complaining. Some people can complain about even the hair. Complainers complicate cases. What's that in English? Alliteration, right? CCC. Complainers complicate cases. Is that what they call it? Okay. Stop complaining. These students, they are too stubborn. They can't see. The next set will be stubborn. You have called it. My students are the best I've ever taught. The next will be bester. If there is any English like that. See your head. Calm down. You look back. Do you know that you did worse than that? Creating a safe workplace. Gratitude. Next is giving. Don't tax students. You don't need to tax them. Contribute something to the teacher. Let it come. Let it flow. I had the privilege of coordinating the accreditation of medical school recently. Honestly, 14 professors came. And then they were talking, everybody was saying, oh, They mentioned one man. He taught me 25 years ago. One professor. It's already, but I didn't recognize him. So when I heard the name, no, I recognized him, but I was like, let me confirm. Here is the one. When I confirmed, I said, wow, and he was a nice man. When all the other lecturers would be, they entered the word like this, you'll be shaking because they are looking for questions that you will miss so that they can abuse you. They will use your name to abuse you and send you home. As they send you home in terms of be abusing your people. But this man will sit us down. Don't worry, this is what he wants to do. She will sit after lectures, you will come to the word in the night and all that. So he came. He was one of them. When we finished, I had to call everybody, all the professors there, that in the midst of, because he too didn't recognize me, in our class, in this audience, before the media, I said, I have one of my teachers. Everybody was looking at, maybe it's me, maybe it's them, maybe it's them. Nobody, he didn't know. I just went to him. I hugged him. He didn't recognize me. I now told him the set I was. He said, wow, I did not know. And all that. And I blessed him with handsome gifts. That is more rewarding. You don't need it. It's poverty mentality. And you are rich. You see, riches is not here. You know where the riches is? Here. Teachers, you are working. God will bless you. I'm talking about giving. Students, always look back. Always look back. Because one word from one teacher might have changed your direction. Always look back. Second tip, we've talked about gratitude and giving, right? Giving is your gateway to getting. You must learn how to give. Even teachers, you must learn how to give. Even if it is a thank you card, smart email, card, whatever, something to motivate. Make your class the best place. Make the students want to be, be the reason why students want to be in school. Be the reason why the students want to be in school. And student these days, teacher comes in like this. You saw one thing, look at his shoe, it's bent. Don't do that. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It is the height of being naughty. Don't be. You want to be popular for being naughty. Third one, visualize. Let me tell you, every one of you visualizes. That's what I first told you. I love this girl. So, you were sent here. No. Leave her. It's giving me morale. Morale. You are talking too gently. Morale. Very good. Leave her. Okay, he's playing with your phone. How are you? Fine. Come to me. Please clap for her. Yes, clap for her. So I'm going to give you 50,000. Leave her, please leave her. We are busy making presentation. We are your teachers. We are your kin. Please, I need you to. You have jumped. So, will you get frustrated by people's actions and all that? True, you will. They will. In fact, sometimes your students may just be vicious, or your teachers can be extreme. Sure, you will. But you decide that you will be in a beautiful state of mind. Right word will come from you. You won't allow the circumstances to turn you to someone else. Decide to be in a beautiful state. So I went for a conference with Tony Robbins, and this young lady was very active everywhere. She's happy all the time. And they said when she went to the gym in the hotel, very energetic and all that. So when they brought her out, this lady has 4 different cancers. You can't see it on her. He said, how did you maintain this? He said, see, I can decide to just go unhappy. And then, but if I feel that, oh, this is the number of months I have to live, I should better enjoy it. Decide to be in a beautiful state. You will have frustration. You will have disappointment. You will have everything. But decide to be in a beautiful state. 2, find something you want to space, and also for teachers and students. Find something that is higher than you. That is higher than you. Now, listen. You need to have what they call massively transformative purpose. As you grow, you develop it. What do you want to change? What do you want to impact? Start developing it now. Right? Standard. Raise your standard. Don't be lazy. Don't be dragged. Don't copy. Raise your standards. Raise your standards. You have yourself. If you see that this person, you can't influence. So if you know you cannot influence, move away and relocate to where you can get a good influence. Around here. And the role model is not as if we're running to them on everything. You don't even need to know them. I have some role models I've never seen. I only read about them. I have some role models that have died. In fact, before I was born, they've died. We only read about them. Do you understand? So get a role model, and that's why I told you we remember it for life. Read the story in a different. We remember it for life. Read the story in a different way to the boy. Teach yourself. You can see the smile on the face of Thomas Edison at that time. That's the person that is making you to see light. He would have been on the streets. So as I conclude, you can be the mother. You may have a Thomas Edison in your class. You may have a Thomas Edison as your friend because you know more maths. And then because it's missing. Let's apply some level of emotional intelligence and look at those tips that we have here to be able to create a fantastic workspace for students as well as the teachers. Proprietaresses, note this. I'll stop with this by saying that in everything, energy is the basis of life. Live with passion. Thank you.
Please, a standing ovation.
We are in race. There are people dying. If you care enough for dying, if you care enough for the living, make a better living, make a better place for you and for me.
Thank you. Thank you. What a fantastic session. What a fantastic keynote session. Students, true, Abi? You know, if you don't respond, you come out and dance. That's it. People know. The moment I ask the question, pancreas, you're like, yes, calm down. You will not come out again, I promise. Just keep giving me that energy. Teachers, did we enjoy this? Teachers, did we enjoy the session? So we'll go back and we'll be like Albert Einstein. Is that Albert Einstein? Or Thomas Edison, right? We'll be like his mom. Okay. So, Akin Lemmy's groundbreaking project So, Akinlemi's groundbreaking project, Securing a Friendly and Protective Environment for Children and Family Strengthening Project, earned recognition and was showcased by Facebook and Google at the EMEA Child Safety Summit in 2017. The project's reach extended beyond Nigeria to African countries such as Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, and Ghana, among others. I would like to use this opportunity to invite Mr. Taiwo Akinlemi to the stage. Please let's give him a round of applause. Here, sir. Please let's give him a round of applause.
Tí wọ́n dáwọ́ pọ̀ fún jẹun lóríta. Mo rẹ́gbẹ́ mi, táyé ti yà ní wèrè o. Èmi ò ṣán o bàbá. Àìkà ìmọ̀ye ẹgbẹ́ mi.
Okay. Good afternoon. How are we doing today? If you are happy and you know, say yes. If you are happy and you know it, say yes. If you are happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you are happy and you know it, say yes. If you are happy and you know it, jump up. Is that how to jump? That's not jump. You stood up. I asked you to jump up. You know, if you are happy and you know it, sit down. If you are happy and you know it, run out. If you are happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you are happy and you know it, it has taken sweat. It has taken resources. It has taken resources. Countless nights of planning. To put all of countless nights of planning. To put all of this together. You know, the first of its kind. Bringing students and teachers together to discuss how do we help young people, because you see, it is important to help young people. And when we are talking about helping young people, we are helping our own selves. We are helping our destiny. And so please put your hands together for the organizers of this program. Not the policy guard me to change things. When God wants to change things, he changes me. My prayer points are very few. Because I know when he gave me dominion, he did not give me. When he gave me dominion, he did not give me for nothing. You don't know what me for nothing. You don't know what God put in your hands when he gave you dominion over the work put in your hands when he gave you dominion over the works of his hands. In the book that I read, they say in Romans chapter 6 verse 16, to whom you give yourself to obey, that's in Nigeria. That's in Nigeria. In Africa, we have over 230 million teenagers. Now, these teenagers are not leaders of tomorrow. You guys are not leaders of tomorrow. You are leaders of today. Leadership simply means ability to take responsibility. If anybody calls you the leader of tomorrow, reject it. You are not. You are leaders of today. What does leadership mean? Leadership simply means ability to take responsibility. When did you take responsibility? When you were in the womb. Nobody came to the womb to turn you. As you were conceived, you began to take responsibility. Say, yes, it worked for me, we'll take it. If you say, have you taken it? You say, I've not taken it. Not born with any spoon, no silver, no gold, I just came. And we were twins. And when we were born, we were living in Face Me, I Face You apartment. In that Face Me, I Slap You apartment, you may not know it, I wrote about it in my book. I'm an alumni of Face Me, I Face You. That's where I grew up. But in that place, I face you. That's where I grew up. But in that place, a whole lot of things happened there. And so, I was physically abused. When my father wanted to cane me, he would tie my hands, tie my legs, strip me naked. On the plank, when he got to the middle, the plank broke into two and went straight into his stomach. I saw him. They picked Dada up and took Dada to to community center. That's the hospital. He was admitted. 3 days after news came that Dada had died. So my teacher looked at me, a 10, primary 3. and said, this tie we are climbing from today, call him devil. Satan is the one who killed that boy. Now, we live in Ado-Ekiti, where it was believed that if two children were close and one dies, the one who dies will come is superstition. But because we believed it, it has enough belief energy to happen. And so my teacher looked at me and said I was the devil. So I was nicknamed devil at age 3. At primary 3, at age 10. Satan. And you know, when you are given a nickname in school now that you don't like, who do you report to? You report to your teachers, right? If your teachers don't ask, who do you report to? Report to your parents. Now, when my teachers were the one who stood in judgment to give me the name, who will I report to? And we had a headmaster, our headmaster. His office was like a shrine. It was in the middle of the school with cut there. We only saw him only on Mondays. And on Mondays, what happened on Monday in school? I was tagged a noisemaker. Because in school, I was a talker. Look at it. I was talking in school. Now, the time I was talking was the time that no teacher was in class. So, I was talking with other friends. I was talking with other friends. These friends did not report me to anybody. But the school created a rule saying that they must write down the name of noisemakers. What should children do when they are waiting for lessons? What should children do when teacher is not there? How are they going to build interpersonal relationship when they cannot talk, relate, when there's no teacher relationship, when they cannot talk, relate, when there's no teacher? I'm not talking about a student jumping around, disturbing other children. When we are having conversations, we're caned in the class every day. Disturbance. And so, thoroughly messed up. In class, thoroughly messed up. In class 3, in messed up. In class 3, in St. Joseph's College, now. He came to me and said, you know what? Subsequently, when you come for a meeting, be speaking Yoruba. Because this is class 4. 1 year to work. You cannot put sentences together. So he concluded that it's too late. So immediately he told me that I should be speaking Yoruba. Something clicked in my head. I said to myself, this guy is speaking this paper at the age of 18, June 10, 1988. Since that day, I have not stopped writing. Now, so what's the moral of the story? The people who handled me lacked three fundamental things, and I want to speak to teachers now. And young people, I'm going to be speaking to you real quick, but let me think. And I want to speak to teachers now. And young people, I'm going to be speaking to you real quick, but let me just speak to teachers. The people who handled me lacked 3 things. And that is why I'm talking about the human gap. That's the gap we need to fill. Now, they lack 3 things. What do they lack? Number 1, they lacked knowledge. Everybody must know how to make face me. I don't know if face me or face where it sits in everything. You know, when you have one room, then you now have general toilets. Malice is one of the anthems in face. Malice is one of the anthems in face me, I face you. Malice. Offense in face me, I face you. Everybody is using one toilet. 24 people. If you have an appointment that is very important, and you go and wake up late when people are queuing to use the bathroom, God helps you. Are you following what I'm saying? So now, in face me, I face you, there is noise. Somebody got a radiogram. You cannot know radiogram, or maybe old people know. The one that my father used was called Grundig. It's a house. You put record. The record is big like this. So somebody has just bought a new face me, I slap you. Face me, I face you. So he wants to show. He will now start playing that music by 4 o'clock in the morning. Ozondi, Owendio. Ozondi Owendi, Ozondi Owendio. Ah. You put another one. Funny, funny identity. Yeah, oh mama, oh, funny, funny identity. It will be telling you in that record. I know they do younger. I'm a gentleman by nature. This thing that you are doing, now, what is gentle about it? So you now receive confidence. You go and knock. Neighbor, neighbor, I'm trying to sleep. You know, he will tell you, did I come to your room? The landlord of Face Me, I Face You is also a victim. He cannot talk. Are you getting it? So he will say, did I come to your room? So noise. Then in Adolescent, they will now start calling prayers in the morning. In the Face Me, I Face You area. That's where they will put the mosque. They will now say, Kao to Kaminana Oni. Aya Lali Falat. Aya Lali Salat. Kadi Kadima to Salat. You will be hearing. Repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. In the midst of that noise, when my mother was going to call me, he will have to shout. She will have to shout. Taye! And I must respond, Ma! Because if I did not respond, that I was claiming to be sleeping. Number two, you need skill. Skill is how do you do stuff? How do you talk to young people that they listen? How do you listen to people can talk? It is important that you have skills. I speak to young people and I ask teachers. So tell me now, what music are young people dancing to? The teacher does not know. Okay, what kind of shows are children watching now? Teachers don't know. What is you? I'm attracted to goats. I'm attracted to goats. They'll give it name for you. Right? Now, some people say that they are trans-species. What does it mean to be a trans-species? You are a human being, but you believe you are supposed to be an animal. You now begin to go for therapy. You'll be wearing the tail of lion and begin to learn how to croak like croc. They will now say you are a trans-species. There's now people they call trans-able. What is trans-able? You are able-bodied like me now. You begin to feel that you are supposed to be disabled. You begin to feel that you have 2 eyes to see. You don't deserve it. You are not supposed to be seen. So you go and go through therapy. They will remove the eyes. They will remove 1 leg. They now call those people, they now call some people trans-species activists. Those are the things young people are dealing with. When you want to talk about sexuality today, you say male and female. About this, what about this, what about that? You need skill, man. You cannot continue to use curriculum that was used for you when you were young or when you were in school for these children. It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, they are going to feel out of place. They are going to feel like fish out of water. See, if you want to work with young people today, you need to come to their level. I have a 4-year-old. That was my first child. My first child was born to me at the age of 51, going to 52, after 15 years of marriage. Right? So I have a 4-year-old that I'm raising. Right? And when I want to talk to him, I come to his level, theory. If I want him to stop playing with his toy, we need to begin to go to church now. I don't stand over him and say, pack it. No. I create time because they are part of life. You don't know them, you suffer for it. There's no stranger. And they said to of young people, don't talk to a stranger. So you already have this mental block. Nothing good can come for a stranger. I don't tell my son, don't talk to a stranger. You talk to a stranger in a safe environment. I don't want to create that mental block in him that you don't talk to a stranger. Many people have met, the book that I read says, many people have entertained angels while they were entertaining strangers. So how will I tell my son, don't talk to a stranger? He will talk, can't talk. You are telling yourselves you are shy. let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, nobody was born shy. Oh. There's no temperament called shyness. If you are shy, you learnt it. Children from a tree, they begin to feel shame. From a tree, they begin to feel whether this is proper or this is not proper. It is our responsibility to channel that energy in the direction of strength, not in the direction of weakness. I'm not a shy person. I talk when I have to talk. I keep quiet when I have to keep quiet. I was not always like this. But something happened to me that made me to know if you are deficient in skills, you are deficient in life. Please let me tell you this quickly. You see, many times we want to move from passion to profit. I've also done programs that could lead to death. That would be the real problem. So she shouted, could lead to death. That would be the real problem. So she shouted from inside, don't turn the car. Don't turn the car. Those were from inside. Don't turn the car. Don't turn the car. Those were good people, good Samaritans who stopped their car to see that somebody had an accident. Good Samaritans who stopped their car to see that somebody had an accident and they wanted to help. They wanted to help, but they did not have skill. So that help they wanted to help, but they did not have skill. So that help they wanted to help now would have caused more harm. You don't have business around children. If you do, you still have your problems. You see, I was in Kaduna. I was at the airport. I saw a young lady reading a book. The title of the book is Secret of Childhood. No, I was reading a book called Secret of Childhood. The young lady told me, say, you work with children? I said, yes. I said, what book is that? I said, it's written by Secret of Childhood. I said, okay. He said, I also work with children. I said, why do you work with children? He said, I was very thoroughly abused when I was growing up. I drank, I smoked, I did all of those things. But now, I don't even know how to live it. I don't think what I should be doing now is going to be going and talk to teenagers. I said, teenage what? Want to do anybody who says he wants to help, who is not committed to skill. The doctor told you, commit. See, I cannot emphasize it. You don't sit down to take time to study these young people. Understand that when you were growing up, ladies and gentlemen, things have shifted. We are dealing with the fourth industrial revolution, where everything has been digitalized. Life now is on your palm, on your finger, that is in reality. The biggest companies in the world now, the real estate today, is digital economy. Before it used to be real estate, oil and gas. The richest man in the world today is in the midst of digital economy, Elon Musk. It has been projected that it's likely to be the first trillionaire in the world. It's likely to be. And it's digital economy. Look at the 10 richest men in the world. Look at everything that is happening. So you want to tell these young people now that you don't know about online. You can't take a course on Coursera. You can't do anything online. You can't take a course on Harvard. Harvard has an app. Oh. Let nobody harass you. Harvard has what? An app. You go there, you take what they will give you Harvard certificates. Getting it? Are you getting what I'm saying? That's how the world has gone. When I was growing up, if I was going for interview, visa interview, and I forgot my passport photograph at home, that's the end of the interview. Because if I travel from Ondo to Lagos, if I get to Lagos, and in Ojota, there's a place called Ojota in Lagos, and I remember that I was not with my passport photograph, that was the end of the interview. Why? Because it took 4 weeks to get passport photograph. You know, you guys remember Kodak now? You remember Agfa? You know, you see, so when I was going to take my first passport photograph, it was for common entrance. My mother took me to step little by little photo. I took it to Railway Street and took me there and said, "Oh my, this boy wants to take his common entry." So my mother had to plan ahead 4 weeks ahead because you see, it is 36 exposures. So when they take one, so the woman will say, "Okay, you are the first customer." And after this, don't worry, I have a wedding next week. The next week, I have a naming. Now, these days you shoot. Now, if somebody wants to take photograph, now you shoot how many copies. But in those days, it was counted. My wedding will take 10 exposures. All this idea of taking every picture did not exist. You have to be very rich for them to just be taking pictures. Now that you come and show you on computer, choose one, choose. No. In those days, they take you forever. There's no, there's no other way around it. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you following me? So my mother now collected that passport photograph, now went to keep the negative. You remember now? Are you here? And kept the negative. So that nature does not allow vacuum. You don't get smart by just sitting down. You don't get great by just thinking about it. You have to be doing. Are you getting it? So this is my advice. This is my advice. These young people should be exposed to digital. Because there are three kinds of people online. The first ones are the people doing great things online. They are more than those who are messing up online. The second one are people who are just catching fun. They will stay online for 24 hours, just chatting away. The third one are those who are there to abuse people. Our responsibility is to inculcate to begin to wind down now, because we need to begin to wind down now because we need to stop at some point. Is that not so? So in Iceland, in a country called Iceland, a small country called Iceland, their young people were messing up. They were misbehaving. So the government began to ask the question, why are our young people misbehaving? They found, among other things, and one of the things that they found was that the young people that were misbehaving were the young people whose parents were not spending it. You become the best teacher. One of the best teachers in Lagos. You become the best teacher. One of the best teachers in Lagos is here, I will tell you. I was transferred to Oshodi Grammar School. If you know Oshodi in Lagos, it's the seat of many things. He said, when I got there, the children were not listening. The children would come late. He said, this is the school where a child will scale the fence to come into school. Then a teacher will meet him on the road. And give him high five. And give him high five. Everything was chaotic. So what did the woman do? The woman now wrote a proposal. You know, look at the chaotic school. The woman now wrote a proposal to the head of school and said, "Man, I belong to Toastmasters. You know, I'm connected to many speakers. If you can just allow, maybe every other week, I can bring my people from Toastmasters, come and be talking to these children about life, visioning, kindness, you know, and all of those things, soft skill." The principal, the head of school approved it. That's how this woman started bringing these children. You know, this woman never addressed their misbehavior. She never on their error. She knew that lying. Are you getting what I'm saying? Fortitude is not strength. And how do you resolve the issue of, yes, how do you resolve the issue of fortitude? It is addressing where you are coming from. So I'll give you 5 things you need to do if you want to address fortitude. Number 1, ask yourself the clear question: how was I raised? How was I raised? Because the foundation is how you were raised. I was not raised. I was erased. Now have exhaust. Pain has to be dealt with. Let me tell you something. Pain is a proof that there's something wrong that you need to do. That is a lie. Time does not heal anyone. Time plus
has always, created a destiny, a vision, a purpose for each child. And it is the duty of the handlers to be able to understand that each child is distinct. Now, for me, I know that we have said a lot.
Who are so reactive, who are ready to kill somebody if anything happens. Especially my mom can even start tackling you from the door. Who kept this here? That same uncle that they trusted. Everybody blamed me for going down my academics. And
what am I hiding? My yam. Is the yam still there? So what happens? The most important thing is that you are the future. So you still have to be able to tell yourself, I choose to go this path, regardless of who is going the path with me. So please, in a few minutes.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Florence Neneogu. I'm a lawyer. I'm a chef. I'm a lot of things. So Firstly, I have to say, it doesn't really matter where you're coming from. What matters is what you tell yourself. You see, I love my mom so much. So much that I became an adult at 9 years. Yes. So I have to make sure that I do things so that Momsy comes back and she's not angry. So I assumed a lot as a young girl. And I was the only daughter of 3 boys. And I grew up in a suburb, Gariki. You guys know Gariki very well, right? I grew up in Gariki when Gariki was virtually very hot. Like, you don't go, after 6:37, you're walking along the streets of, from that army barracks to that, where we have UBA now. You're on your own. But that was the time I grew up there. And my mom owned one of the biggest restaurants in Enugu State. So by the time she retired, I was already in university. But before getting to university, you know, there's this ideology of she was raised in the market, her mother is a business person, the story were plenty. But I told myself something. I want to go to school. Whether I do the business or not, which I am very much doing. I run a cement shop right now where I supply cements in trailers and all that. I practice. I'm a practicing lawyer. And I have gotten scholarships by the US Embassy to visit countries and speak. So yes, I ventured into all that. And the truth is, it wasn't easy. But I told myself I was going to words spoken. I remember I've been a very terrible student with maths. So I know one of my teachers told me, you're not going to go far. Makanega pass and God may have it. I repeated WAEC because I needed maths. Yes, I did. But I went to school and then I went to read law on a merit list at ESUT. And then when I finished my law degree in 2013, I wasn't in a hurry to go to law school. Because intellectually sound, it's two different things. To go to school and to be capacity loaded is not the same. You can, that's like building your. So I know my mom would always say getting her way in a family of 4. It was not easy. I didn't have anybody to reach out to for certain guidance. By the time I met Aunt Tamara here, I think I was almost rounding up with school when I met you the first time. Me then, because I kept on at it, you know.
1 minute more, they're giving me time.
So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter where you are or which school. I went to Oknano Girls. Let me even say that. Oknano Girls, Union Boys.
The project is a community project. So we'll tell you, as a young person, what projects can you do without having to spend money? And they came up with Graceland won. They won the best on that. Organization is school and then an individual who will come in, because you can actually share textbooks without having to pay for it. Go to a school where children just finish writing exams and dump their books, and share to another community that don't have textbooks. You didn't have to spend any money doing it. All right, so competition. So what do you think, or what do you wish, you know, adults knew about you people, right? And they're able to step in and do so. If you concur, please, you put your hands together if you concur what she's saying. So what do you think we wish? What do you wish we knew or we know, you know, in the area of supporting you people as teenagers?
Okay. Hi everybody. It's a privilege to be here. If I'm to start, that would be a very long list. So, well, I'm just summarize. So, the fact is, as the previous speakers have said, there is a gap between us and them. they are called the millennial, we are called the Gen Z. So there's a difference. What we see, how we see things, is different from how they do. Okay, let's come to words. You're just chilling, you're just on your own, and then it's nothing, it's cruises. And you're like, what exactly did I do wrong? There are things that hurt us, that pain us, that they don't really see as anything. Like now, okay, let's say she said that her mom insulted her in public and she had to retaliate. That really made me laugh, because if you're to even body shame your teenager, someone that trusts you, someone that looks up to you in public, let's say in public, your trust, like the trust that person has for you, is gone. Because she expects you to understand that this thing you're saying is going to hurt me. For us, trust is a very expensive thing. We don't give it anyhow. We don't even trust ourselves. So if you manage to trust you, oh, hey, good. So when a teenager owns up to you and tells you this is it, or decides to trust you, listens to what you say, it's very difficult. So one thing is that we take things too personal. Like things that normally you just overlook, we take it to heart. Now, okay, let's say in class, it's me, what's wrong with you? You're always dull, you're always this one, you're always that one. At that point, you have become my enemy, because what you did not try to understand what is actually going on. Left for you, your class can continue. But the emotional damage of that single sentence, that statement on my mind, is going to go on forever. That's why you see us saying, I hate this teacher is rubbish. It's not that you just hate someone for no reason. There are little things that pain us, that
Thank you
enter
very
us.
much. Thank you, NG. Thank you. Please put your hands together. Okay, so we have heard from NG now, right? She has told us all that we do to you that you don't like. Please, we want to now hear, what do you think, all right? What do you, advise your mates, your age grade? What do you advise your age grade to do differently, all right? To do differently, so that they will be able to also support the process that we are bringing in. Because at the end of the day, if we bring in our support and you're not taking it, it's a friction. So what do you think that we can do differently to be able to help us provide you with this support?
Thank you, Ma, for this opportunity to speak in front of this wonderful audience.
She's our queen. We have an NGO for girls. She's our queen.
So standing on the existing protocol, of course, I'm Wosu Joy, Queen of the VEF. I want us to understand that these teen handlers are humans. Sometimes they make mistakes. They cannot be 100% good. So you yourself as a teenager, as an adolescent, should make up your mind that whatsoever I'm going to stand. Okay. To us, yes, because I'm a teenager. To us as teenagers, we have to understand that you have to make up your mind that whatsoever, even if it's my mom, even if it's my guardian, tells me that this is who I am. If they tell you something that is not right, you can go back and trace it to the Bible. Is this what God is saying that I am? Make up your mind. Like, I like what she said. She was like, she will write it on her door. Sometimes your mommy can call you goat now, and she's passing your bed and she's saying, I am a child of God. I am a princess. Sometimes how you behave can even correct the way they see you. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Correct the way they see you. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Make up your mind. The change starts from you first. See yourself first. Because sometimes they can make mistakes. See yourself first as that wonderful person, and you see you go far. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll say your final words, but I'll leave our mental health expert here to do the final words. Now you have heard everything they have said. You work in the space of mental health, and I know you have seen a lot, you have heard a lot, you have also learned a lot. So what is your conclusion on this matter? On all the matter that we have raised now?
Thank you very much. I'll be speaking in Gidibu. I don't know how to speak in it, so if you should pardon me. From what I observed, I think the issue is trauma bonding, and it starts with parents. People come together from a place of trauma, pain. What is bringing people together is maybe your childhood experience. You could relate to their pain, so we are compatible. There is a common ground, and the common ground is pain that you've not healed from. And you marry the partner, and you start raising a child without a psychosocial support or healing. Or you are parenting from a place of trauma. And your parents did the same. They only passed to you what they knew. And the words they say to us form the inner voices that shape us into adulthood. So we don't know better. They don't know better. So what am I saying? Trauma bonding is very dangerous. We need counseling. We need therapy to heal. And please, I don't know if anybody's up to 20 years, the teens here. Let's remember that the children's brain, they are still in a formative stage. They rely on caregivers to regulate their own emotions. They can't regulate their own emotions. So it is from our interactions that they learn how to regulate their own emotions. So they watch how we handle stress. They watch how we resolve conflicts. They watch how we handle life issues. So if we give them the wrong message, that's what they take in. It has gone a long way in giving them chronic low self-esteem that some people can't even digest ordinary, compliments you give to them. So what am I saying? Trauma is real. And what talk, not being able to identify, express how you feel. We've talked about safe spaces and all that. So when you begin to internalize everything you are being told, it stores up as trauma and follows on into adulthood. And one day that trauma will like to show up. It can show up as hair loss, as stomach pain, as body ache. It can show up as so many health challenges. That is why some health challenges are related to trauma. Here is unhealed people. And the first adversary of every child is an unhealed parent. So what I'm telling us, all we owe each and every one of our teens or child is to go for healing and therapy.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for our panelists. Thank you for coming. They've been calling me to please round up this session. Please, thank you. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. We need healed adults to be able to save this generation. Every adult in the room, we indulge you. We appeal to you to submit yourself for that healing process. And that being said, I'd like to welcome Vice Nana. Vice Nana, are you here? Okay. Please, can we have the podium back as we take the last session for today? So every single adult needs to heal. So that being said, I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Dr. Pastor Ifeanyi Okeke. He's a senior pastor of Dominion City in Nsukka and a top performance coach with a burning desire for human capital development. PA, as it's been called, is the founder of Growtel, a dynamic digital service and brand consulting company dedicated to helping businesses achieve their growth and innovation goals through digital and tech solutions. He is also the founder and lead facilitator of Excel Tribe, a community of thriving entrepreneurs that provide business knowledge and support for entrepreneurs. With burning desire for authentic masculinity, he is the founder of Manifest Tribe, a dynamic community for men designed to shun passivity and embrace true manhood. He's happily married to his beautiful wife, Ngozi Okeke, Pastor Ngozi Okeke, of 16 years, and they are blessed with 3 children. Please, with a clap and a rising ovation, let's make welcome Pastor Ifeanyi Okeke as he takes us through the adversity of recovery. Can somebody please come and move this? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, let me come down so I'll be closer to all of you. As long as you can see me from where I am. Okay, I'm a very interactive speaker, so I'd like you to respond. Are we together? Okay, you're not speaking. Are we together? Okay, so good afternoon again. First of all, I want to appreciate, please let's appreciate Auntie Amara. Please, we can do better than that. I've known her for a while, and she's been a very tremendous person. I want to thank you, for the opportunity. I want to thank all the people that are involved. Barrister Taiwo, thank you so much. I met a part of your session. Please, let's appreciate him. That was an awesome... we're dealing with young people. Can I get more? I know you've been here since morning. I know you're a bit tired, okay? Okay, let's do something quickly, please. All of us, let's stand to our feet. Just one minute, please. Just stand to your feet. You'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I want to observe all protocols. Please permit me if I'm breaking any protocols. Bear with me, okay? Just one person. Hold up. I didn't say look at me. I said turn to somebody. You will understand why I'm doing it shortly. Just one person, one person, one person. Hold that person. Look that person eyeball to eyeball. And tell the person, good afternoon, Your Excellency. Good afternoon, Your Highness. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. I'm so glad that you are this close to me. And that I'm standing this close to you. Your Excellency, it's a privilege and an honor for me to be standing this close to you. Thank you for the honor, Your Excellency. But there's one thing I always want people that come around me to know. Heaven. Say it's made in heaven, assembled in Nigeria, and sent to my generation. If you believe that, celebrate yourself this afternoon. Is that the best you can do for yourself? Listen, somebody said the reason the Agama lizard is always nodding is that he fell from an iroko tree and looked around. Nobody hailed him. He nodded to himself, said, I'm too much. So if nobody hails you, hail yourself. Are you getting what I'm saying? Can you take 30 seconds and say something about yourself? They might have called you an idiot. They might have called you a fool. But say something about yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be seated. Appreciate yourselves one more time. It's because this session is actually a 3-hour session, but they gave me a little time, so I'm going to see how to compress it. And I'm going to be talking, and I'm glad. Please, I need your audience. I'm glad we have parents, teen handlers, teachers, and we have some students here. So I come a girl. Please pay attention. Because I want you to know where the burden for what I do started. I run a men's movement. I run a movement for men. We call it Manifest. Because we found out that the foundation of society is the family. But the foundation of the family is the man. Pay attention, please. It's important. So, my dad was an alcoholic. That's when I say alcoholic, I mean he would drink and fall inside the gutter. That level of alcoholism. And anytime he came back drunk inside Christ Church in Enugu here, I started trekking at the age of 3. If you live in Enugu, I lived at 13 Ama Street. I'll take from Ama Street, from primary 3, I didn't say 8, 3, from primary 3. I'll trek from Ama Street to Christ Church. If you live in Enugu, you know the distance. And I'll trek from Christ Church back to Ama Street, 13 Ama Street, opposite St. Paul's Cathedral. So my dad would drink, come back, beat everybody in the way, including my mother. Please, I need you to get my slide ready because I'm going to do this weekend. My dad would come, and how we knew that he was drunk is, so try and see. This is how he will knock. As a matter of fact, you sneak, open the door, and disappear. Because the moment he enters, he's beating all the way. My dad never saw it. Till I finished secondary school, my father didn't know whether I was in JS5 or SJ2. And he bloody didn't care. Oh, my dad didn't care. You know, an alcoholic is a mad person. Alcoholism is temporary madness. He'll come back, beat everybody in the way. He start. My house was Oju Elegba Part 2. Okay, I don't know. You know Lagos. You know Oju Elegba. You know what they happen. That's what you hear in my house. 5 a.m. My dad was 6'5". My mom was 5'10". Yet my mom would jack my dad like this. You will kill me. Imagine growing up inside that kind of environment. 5 a.m. That's what you're seeing, racking. So my only means of resolving conflict growing up, you can imagine. My dad came back one day. He said to me, he said, you end up in the gutter. You know when they shot Lawrence Anini and Mondo Sumbo, that clip where I tied them at the stake, my father got the clip one day. These are armed robbers. He came to show me. He said, this is how you end up. And the day you die, I'll not shed a tear. Do you know the only reason I didn't fail? My dad said to me, he said, you will fail WAEC 3 times, minimum. You will write at least minimum 3 times. Do you know, I didn't want to give him the privilege of seeing me fail. Not once. I hated going home because home was hell. Everybody in my street knew my dad because we eventually moved to Oka. Everybody. No CPS Amobia. Where my dad would go to drink was opposite that court, opposite the police station. He would drink, get drunk, fall inside the gutter there. Everybody had left home. My mom would drag me. We'll go and get a cab, put my father inside. As you're putting him with all the smelly gutter, he's cursing you. He was good with words. He was a news correspondent. At the time, was the chief information officer of Anambra State. He loved words. He was an avid reader. So the kind of words he would use on you. We used to call my father's mouth public toilet. There's a reason I'm telling you this story. Because I want to take you on a journey back. At a point, I remember one day when I was in UNN, I was talking to one of my feet, the man was dead. So it was so bad. Okay, I'm on camera. So maybe I'll save Because I want you to understand something. Because I'm going to talk to you about dealing with rejection. Because for many years, I didn't know what my problem. So I grew up an angry child. I remember one of my friends in secondary school gave me a nickname, you know, in Oka dialect. There's a way they pronounce cow. Cow is Efi in Igbo. But they have this accent or this dialect, Evi. So they used to call me Eviala. Eviala is mad cow. Because the kind of play I used to play will make even rough people shudder. One day, I remember one of my friends, and I was the first one to collect his pencil, pen while he was writing from the window. I was in GS3, Comprehensive Secondary School, Norfolk, in Anambra State. I collected his pen and ran away. So later, me, I had an assignment to complete. And while the guy came and collected my pen, I broke the leg of my pen. I broke the leg of the locker with the nail on it and hit the guy. As small as I was in primary 2, I remember one day, when we were in primary school here, I was playing with one guy. And then he held my head like this. I was in primary 2, so I remember these things. And the guy held me and I couldn't breathe well. And I was telling him, I said, release my face. The guy refused. So I managed to turn my mouth like this. It was my canine. I got a stomach. I beat him until the flesh stuck to my mouth. By the time the guy released me, there was blood in my mouth. The guy started calling me vampire. Now, in all those years, I didn't know why I was that angry. The shocking thing was that somewhere along the line, I started drinking like my father. My family has a drinking problem. I have an older brother that can sit down and drink 12 bottles of Star, and it's fine. In fact, he's just starting getting tipsy at 12 bottles. Getting warmed up. I have a cousin that sits down and drinks 15 bottles of Star, and is getting tipsy. I kid you not. In fact, that's my older brother now. My older brother now. And I didn't know I had it until one day the guy came visiting from school. He had finished school. Took me out. Sir, I sat down and drank 7 bottles of small stout. And I was getting started. I was 17. Now that day the guy is shocked. He said, I don't know, see this one get and two. Guess what? This thing followed me into, because you see, once a child is wounded inside, once a child, because what is rejection? Now I'm going to say something. I'm going to be reading from the Bible. Why? Because where do you find the purpose of a product? 3 places. You find it from the manufacturer, you find it from the manufacturer's manual, or from authorized representatives of the manufacturer. Where do you find it at the beginning? Where do I find the purpose? If I'm going to fix a human being, if I'm going to repair a human being that is damaged, where am I going to start from? The first, I have to go back to the Bible, which is his manual. He gave us a manual. And then you now have authorized representatives who are ministers of the gospel. So if you go back, please pay attention. Man has 3 dimensions. Man is a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. Now let's say together, say, I am a spirit. But I can't hear you. Say, I am a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. Let's say it again together. Say, I am a spirit that has a soul and lives in a body. The body and the spirit is the soul. That is the bridge. Now, I've seen Christians. I've seen people that are born again. I've seen people that have the nature of God, but their emotions are damaged. Do you know, I carried this thing into leadership. Even as a pastor, sir. Because this thing doesn't respect title. I remember one day, one boy, he's a dog day. I was in the middle of a service. Light went off. And it's something we had talked about. Was a training I was doing. So there was a glass cup on my table. I didn't know when I picked the cup and stoned the guy. Glass. He missed his head by inches. By inches. The guy took off. Daddy hated me. It was mutual. Oh, it was a mutual hatred. Both of us, we hated each other. One day I stood. Something happened, and then he went and brought his sister, his older sister, whom I hated before. And that day I said, "Boy, you are my father. Why won't you talk to me?" And that day, my dad, those days, when my dad got angry, his hands start shaking. That's how bad his temper was. The moment his hands start shaking, Babo Sondo gene nanya nazu. Babo Sondo ge wanaga. Because before my dad starts beating you, he will give you his mission statement. Until you bleed, he doesn't stop. Oh, my dad, when he starts beating you, till he sees blood, he doesn't stop. He will tell you, "I will wound you and send you to the hospital and pay the bills." And he's not joking. He will beat you till you bleed. He takes you to the hospital, pays the bills by it. That day, while he was talking, this thing rose inside. I noticed my hands started shaking. I remember there was, on the center table, there's this wood carving of a hand like this, wood. The thought crossed my mind, why don't you just use this and break his head? But there's another thought that came, just walk away. So I turned and followed the kitchen door and left the house. As I was going that day, I was fuming. As a pastor, I was a terrorist. I was a terrorist pastor. I was a terrorist. The first set of people I pastored a campus fellowship. My heart still bleeds. I pastored a campus fellowship. My heart still bleeds for them. Because I wounded for them. Because I wounded many of them. Because you see, hurting people hurt people. Healing. You see why you need to find healing. When Pastor Taiwo was talking, and I listened to one of the panelists talking, I realized we don't have any other frame of reference. Because it wasn't until I sat with my dad and heard his story. Do you know, I was pursued for school fees to my SST. Every single term, 3 times a year for 6 years, they will send me home first. I remember the first time I went, came back, my dad was in the parlor, was reading newspaper. So he lowered his glasses to wear glasses, lowered his glasses, looked at me, he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "They sent me away from school." He said, "Okay." Push back his glasses, continue reading. Like, train me, why should I train you? Oh, yes. I said, "So why did you give birth to me?" I remember the night before I wrote my WAEC physics. I think we've done, can't remember it's theory or practical that comes first. I think we've done the theory or something. Hope I'm right. Practical comes first. We had done practical. I theory the next day. I came back. My dad came back that day again drunk. By this time I was 17. Dead now. And he died at 54. We lived in 13 Ama Street was water corporation quarters. And Old Anambra State water corporation. I was in the kitchen that day. My dad came in. Him and my brother started fighting. My dad pulled, pastry, they used to pound here. My dad pulled it. My brother went downstairs, went to the tank, brought out the metal pipe connected to the hose, dragged it and ran upstairs. So you can imagine my brother was 6'6", my father 6'5". My mother, "I'm trying to defend you." She said, "I've been married to your father for 27 years. I know how to handle him myself." He said, "But you, why do you want to waste your life on a man that's finished living his own? You are still coming from the womb, he's going to the tomb. Why do you want to waste your life?" He said, "Because the command God gave, honor your father and not all. Your father might be a drunk, honor him. Your father might be a mad person, honor him. You don't have to like him, honor him. Honor has nothing to do with feelings." I stood that day, I was looking at that woman. She said to me, "When I leave here, shut this door. Never, ever insult your father in your life again." He said, "Because there are 2 commands that are attached to that instruction. Your longevity and your prosperity. She said to me, do you want to live long? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, do you want to prosper? I said, yes, ma'am. He said, never dishonor your father. Even in his state. I said, yes, ma'am. I didn't understand what she said. In fact, I was angry. Because I was ready to beat the hell out of the man. Oh, I've been waiting for 17 years to deal with him. As a matter of fact, I wanted to join cult when I entered school. My sole aim was to go and deal with them. Oh, I perfected the plan to join cult. Oh, was my oldest brother who was also in cult. That day, he was in Lagos. He had finished school. There was no GSM. The guy, if I entered school, I went back to UNN. I went to school for the first time. He said, don't ever enter cult in your life. I looked at him. Because I didn't tell anybody. It was a decision I made in my heart. He gave me reasons. He said, these are the downsides. Don't try it. If you do. But if I finish talking and you still want to do it, no problem. I'll give you the number of my guy. I'll give you the contact, rather, of my guy there. You go have meeting. I said, okay, no problem. Why don't you show them that picture? I'm going to skip. I need some form of clock because I need to know how to do this. When I got married, I remember when my wife were engaged. Okay, we're not engaged, we're just still cutting. I remember one day, I can't remember what she did, and I was very angry. And I opened my mouth. Hey! You know those days when I opened my mouth, no, show the pictures, I want to show them where I'm coming from. Those days when I opened my mouth, the kind of things that came out. And they came out by default. I'm the one that is standing. So the guy is squatting is dead. That guy is dead. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That guy that I was resting my hand on is dead. Was my friend from secondary school. We went to university together. It was Lagos. He went Sunday morning, Saturday night, he went for a party. On his way back, Sunday morning, around Toyota bus stop, had an accident. Was the only person died in that car. A car he had driven for 3 months. 3 months. Somersaulted. He was the only one that died. The day they buried him, you can show them the next one. On this day, we are dancing Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. So the person on the left wearing that tie of black and gold, the black cap in front on the left, that's me. I've destroyed, these are the most decent ones I could find. Oh, these are the most decent. Because if you can show them one more. I just preserved it. One day I was packing my things. I saw some of those old pictures. I didn't want my children to see it. I had to carry all of them and burn and left just these 3. So, like the prodigal son, I tell them, you can decide to take that adventure into foolishness. But you see, the prodigal son is the only son in the house that knows how pig food tastes like. That adventure leaves you with scars. Scars that will stay with you for the rest of your life. I remember that day. I can't remember what my wife did. My wife to be at that time. I fled up and I started talking. The place where I left and slammed the door. Drove off. So I was driving. She sent me a message. She said, I don't think I can continue with this marriage. I drove back. When I got there, I knelt down. I said, please forgive me. You say, I forgive you before you left. But I can't continue. I say, you know, I'll never beat you. She says, it's not your hand I'm afraid of, it's your mouth. He said, your mouth is worse than your hand. Oh, I grew up in a house where arrows fly by day and by night. Uzun Anofia, Anompama, Afano, Ewu. By day and by night, you are dodging bullets. The backhand can come at any time. What is backhand? What is rejection? Let me run quickly. I'm just going to show you something very quickly. So, here is why I'm dealing with this thing. Let me say this. So that day, I knelt down and I told my wife, I said, listen, you know I fear God, you know I love God. I will never intentionally hurt you. Because she said to me, she said, there are pastors that beat their wives. I said, I will never intentionally hurt you. My mom died of cancer. I'm going to come to that later. 1997. Yeah. Because I wish I don't have time. I would have showed you that video. They've showed that bitterness is one of the major causes of cancer. Oh yes. Because those toxic emotions can't find expression any other place. It starts poisoning the body. I hope you know your brain is made up of electrical charges. I hope you know. Those synapses are electrical charges. Your body is full of chemicals that are called hormones. And your mind can poison your body. Fast forward, I think about a year or two later, we had gotten married. And then one of those days, I can't remember what she did again. I started talking. In those days, once I start, she'd just be looking at me like this. And then somewhere along the line, I saw tears coming down her eyes. And then I realized I saw my mother cry the same way my wife was crying. I broke down on that day and I held her. I said, I'm sorry. She said, you've said it before. And she made a statement that has not left me. We got married in 2010. This was 2012 or 2011. She made a statement that has not left me till today. She says, stop talking to me when you are angry. You are killing me. It was like a stab in my heart. It was like a stab in my heart. Because I remember my mother making the same statement. What you call generational patterns are mindsets and habits. The only model of marriage you had was your parents' school. Your mother was a name country school. Oh, took off. In my house, there was cane everywhere. Every corner had cane on top of everywhere. Every corner had cane on top of everywhere. Very handy. Everywhere. Very handy. If she can't find cane, that rubber slippers. Piam! So once my mom started talking, Mommy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But then you run is worse. She waits till 11 p.m. Then she comes inside. Wakes up the rest of my siblings. Out. She locks the door. With the cane. You, face to face, one on one. And then she begin the flogging. Don't get me wrong, my mother was very loving, my mother was very caring. In fact, the only reason I was still sane was my mom. She was my dad's step-down transformer. If it was only my father, I would have been a minus one. My dad would disappear from the house for 3 weeks. You don't know where he is. After 3 weeks, he comes back. And you dare not ask him where he went to. If they meant, ask him what. What is rejection? Rejection is a disfigurement of the soul. I'm going to move very fast. I told you that story to help you understand something. Rejection is a disfigurement of the soul. There are more people sick on the inside than there are on the outside. If you see somebody with cancer or HIV or one infirmity or the other outside, you will pity them. But there are more people carrying cancer. Remember I told you the soul is where the problem is. Because the soul is made up of the mind, the will, and the emotions. And I'm going to show you how rejection damages all three. One of my roommates, when I met Christ, one of my roommates, university, were four in the room. All four of them were cult boys. All four of them were Igbo smokers. Except me and this my friend. Because I just didn't fancy Igbo, that was all. And all of them disturbed. One of them, his parents were professors in Unizik. Professors, eh? But this guy was one of the dumbest human beings, forgive me, I've met in my life. And this is how he used to work in those days. We'll have an exam. This guy will disappear. Travel. On the day of exam, call him. Guy, you know they come write the exam? No, he wouldn't even come because we didn't, GSM was not common at that time. That was just when GSM was coming out. The guy will come back. We tell him, guy, we write the exam yesterday. He said, are you serious? Wow. And you ask him, okay, are you not bothered? He said, why? And he will say it in Igbo, forgive me. He will say, nah, one and Danny and not a mad not the exam. I will fail now, not the human being, they fail exam. That's what he will say. And he's not bothered. By the time we finish first year, the guy has 17 carryovers. 17. So there are more people that are damaged on their inside. You know, these days now, somebody told me one day, asked me a question, said, you ask a lot of questions. I said, yes, because if I know your story, I know your journey, and I know how to help you. You will never know a person. One of the ladies that I trained, she's a professor now. As that when I met her, she was her late teens. Her parents never hugged her. She used to hug on the street. Her parents never hugged her. Because what I noticed in those days is, hey, how are you? She do like this. And then she pulls out. It was unconscious. I have another one now. She's in US, Texas. She's a pharmacist. That one, there were three. Two guys, she's the only female. The older brother, the father's nickname for that one is Effie. Effie is cow. Her own was Ewu. Ewu is goat. Their father that gave birth to them. The third one, the nickname was Atoro. Atoro is sheep. He never called them by their names. He wants to do anything. And the last one, he said the Atoro was the only one that at least you can manage him, because sheep you can at least. He said the other ones are useless. The kind of things that girl did by the time I met her. One walked into my office one day. She was 19. And she said, I had 4 abortions before I turned 18. Oh yes. For the same guy. There's one. The lady has a daughter for her father. No, that's not the bad news. Her second sister has a child for the dad. That's not yet the bad news. The third sister has a child for the father. That's not the bad news. One of the sisters had 2 children for their father. That's not the catastrophic news. Their mother knew about it. So when you see, if you're a teacher here, or when you see children misbehaving, one day brought, one of them, the woman took the child, took the boy, let's go and see, do whatever, see pastor. When they walked in, the guy said, sir, I want to talk with you alone. Then the mother left. And he said, sir, there's nothing wrong with me. My mother calls me goat. So I wanted to show her how goats behave. Now she's the one carrying me for prayer. Are we together? Are you sure you are still here? Are you here? It's the disfigurement of the soul. Now continue, run, because I want to take this thing. Fast, please help me. I put it on. It is the wounding of the soul caused by words and actions that undermine a person's sense of significance. The kind of words, the kind of actions. I had a neighbor when we lived at 13 Alma Street here. That guy, when he was 6, he was my age mate. We were born the same year. He was born March, I was born April. The father used to flog him with their generator cable. Yeah, a 2 mm cable. That's what their father used to flog him. I remember we were still 6. This man finished flogging this boy, lacerated his back. His whole back was open and bleeding. And he wasn't crying. Oh, he wasn't crying. Those days when they tell him, I say, I'll tell daddy. He say, that's the only thing he says. At 9, at the age of 9, the boy, there was a mechanic beside our house. This boy went and arranged people to come and steal engine block from a mechanic at age 9. Because the soul is wounded. There's a distortion inside. When you find all these court boys, when you find all these armed robbers, they finish robbing somebody and still shoot the person dead. What is the problem? You've collected the man's money. What is the problem? See all these boys at the park. You see all those things. I'm trying to, because of the time they gave me, I'm trying to see how fast I can do this. Now, there are 3 ways people cope with rejection. Okay, you can show the next one. It's the inability to give or receive love. There are people that just don't know how to receive love. They don't know how to give love. It was when I began to talk with my dad. When the day my dad was telling me his story, I started crying for him. And do you know, he raised his trouser and he was showing me all his scars. Each of those scars had a story. Each of those scars had a story. I realized that broken people cannot help others. Hurting people hurt people. Damaged people damage others. After all, that's how my mother trained me. After all, that's how we are trained. Hey, my mother did not kill me. Hey, you will not kill me. Let's go to the causes of rejection. First of all, the root of rejection is dysfunctional families. So I read a book by Dr. Ed, what's his name again? He told a story in that book of a dog. A man had a mongrel, a dog. And one day he was mowing the lawn with a lawnmower. You know, he had blades. So his dog, you know the way dogs are running around the owner. And then the dog was running towards the man, but he couldn't now stop in time. So the 2 rear legs entered the blades of the mower and he chopped off the legs. So the man carried the dog with the vet, the legs, ran to the vet. Eventually they were able to reattach the legs. But here is the funny thing. The dog could no longer walk with those legs. So it will put one leg, the front one, put like this and hop on the 2 rear legs. Are we good? Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I need a response. Are we good? Are you still here? All right. So now here is why I'm telling you this story. This dog gives birth to 6 puppies, normal puppies. Nothing wrong with their legs. But all 6 puppies, the way they walk, they put one leg forward, put the other leg, and hop. So you watch their mother, watch 6 normal puppies. They are moving like this. These are their normal. The puppies are normal. Nothing is wrong with them. I realize that we pass our dysfunction to our children. And we call it training. And we call it parenting. You know, one day, the day I knew I had to take a U-turn, my second son, I flogged the guy. Flogged him until his back was bleeding. He couldn't sit for 2 days. When I finished, I entered my room, I started crying. I said, God help me. And that was the last, because I told myself, there has to be another way. They damaged me. Now I'm damaging another generation. I can't afford to. I can't. I can't. You have to make up your mind that you're going to stop that vicious cycle. That it has to end here. That's what I told God. I said, this nonsense going on has to end here. It has to. Oh, my wife knows. I've not raised my voice on my wife since 2012. That's the last time, 2 years into our marriage. Till now, I've not raised my voice. Once I get angry. Because I've never regretted what I did not say. The only things I've regretted are the things I said. Last, I'll take a drive. I'll drive around. Let my head calm down. Because once my mouth opens, in those days, not now, in those days, now he has affected my leadership, affected everything I do. One day somebody said to me, he said, why is it that when you're angry, you just be looking at somebody? I said, if you know what goes on in my mind at that point. No, because how we settle issues in my house is the kind of place where guy go slap you, slap has landed on your. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. Are we together? So now I want to say something. That's the kind of home I came from. Where everything was. We don't sweep things under the carpet. My house is wait and take. I tell you, I go slap you. Slap has landed before the person finished talking. My wife, on the other hand, grew up in the kind of home where they beat you and collect crying from you. One of the worst things you can do to a child is to beat him and not allow him to cry. Yes? If you know the damage you do. One day I was passing somewhere, I went to visit someone. I saw a woman beating a child on the street. Feel busy. If I hear pim, the child will. I didn't know when I said, madam, stop that. You are killing this child. So imagine both of us and fire. Human is what? Imagine both of us getting married. She won't do. Get her, we do some. How I used to know she was angry is that she will keep quiet. Okay, I'm fine. Did I do anything you should know? Do you want anything? I don't know. Should I get you something? Maybe. When do you want it? Anytime. How do you want it? Anyhow. And then she come when she serve my food. When she starts calling me sir in those days, I know there's problem. When she finished, I eat shokani. And that thing could last for 1 week. I sat down all night waiting for my wife to talk to me. And sleep dare not enter the eyes. She was crying and crying. I sat down looking at her eyes. You know, Tom and Jerry, they bring toothpick and hold the eye. Sleep, want to catch me out. Until finally, it took about 6 hours before I got her to say the first word. Oh, but now we're good. God has helped us. I tell you, has helped us. I tell you. Because I made up my mind. We're going to have peace. I made up my mind that family has to be different. So let me run through this quickly. The causes of rejection. Number one, pregnancy. For many people, rejection starts during pregnancy. So, you see, no, this guy is not following me. Please run, because I need to go to the healing. I need to show you how God helped me out of it and how during pregnancy. So, maybe the pregnancy was unplanned, or maybe they didn't want the child, whatever. That problem. So, have you noticed there are certain children that when you carry them, they are all lovable, they are smiling. That problem started from the womb. You can go and check it yourself. Children hear the things that go on around them while they're in the womb. Oh yes. Na idiot, anomano. While they are talking, the child is speaking it. And that child comes out with a mindset, they don't want me. They don't want me. From when they are small. The damage begins from the womb. Oh, when I understood this thing, for all the 3 children I have, each time my wife got pregnant, every day she must speak to them. Every day I put my hand and speak to them. Every day I bless them. Then music. Oh, we played. My first son used to play classical music, Handel's Messiah. I used to play it for him. Do you know the shocking thing? When this guy was born, each time he started crying and you put on Handel's Messiah, he keeps quiet. He doesn't cry. Till today, that guy is music. He loves it. Number 2, the second cause, please run. The second cause of this thing is love and combine 2 and 3. Love and affection starvation, and then absence of physical affection. Please, let me beg all of you, parents, teachers, guardians, whoever you are, learn to speak words, good words to your children, to your words. Learn to hold them, learn to touch them. My children know it's a law in my house. You wake up in the morning, before devotion, you have to come and hug daddy. Before you go to bed at night, you have to come and hug daddy. Because I could not remember my father hugging me. In all my years of growing up, I could not remember, till now I can't remember my father hugging me at any time. Also in night, and now, they conducted a survey one time. Flowers. So they put this one as control. Then they put this other set of flowers. I'm going to get to it later. The one set of flowers, every morning, these people come and speak to those flowers. Kind words, amazing words. But the other ones, they'll come and be cursing. Flowers. They are cursing the flowers. After a while, the other one started to wilt. The other one started to bloom. Human beings are highly programmable. Highly programmable. Highly programmable. That the things you say, I think one of the teenagers was saying, that thing you say, they analyze it, they dissect it. The thing reaches deeper than you know. So when those kind of things come, now all of us must understand it. We must learn to show affection. We must learn to touch, physical touch, hug them. Every child has 2 basic needs, sense of belonging and sense of significance. They need to know they are wanted. They need to know they are loved. I remember when the pastor then, Pastor Igor, was helping me. And he said to me, he said, go home, see your father. Go and visit him, buy him a gift. I bought a bottle of wine to go and see my dad. My dad hadn't seen me in 2 years, and I didn't care. He didn't care. I came in that day, walked in, he was sitting in the parlor on his chair. So I came in, I said, Daddy, I came to see you. He said, He hasn't seen me for 2 years. What he asked me is Ebia. You know there's a difference between Ebia and Inatago? Do you understand? Eh? One is, did you visit? The other is, are you back? My father said Ebia. So I kept the wine on the table for him. I said, I bought it for you. He looked at me, lowered his glasses, looked at me, put back his glasses, continued reading. Hey, I felt like collecting the bottle and smashing it. But because my mentor already told me, he said it's not a day's work, it's going to take time. So I stood there and I was looking at him. I was furious. I was mad. Then one day, I walked up to my father and I hugged him. I was like this. I said, Daddy, I love you. He said, thank you. He doesn't have a frame of reference for what I was talking about. But by this time, I'd understood where he was coming from. I'm going to show you how to, 7 steps to healing. I'm going to run through it quickly. Let's move. Number 4, the 4th course. I just want to show you these things. Unequal affection shown to siblings. So, you are a parent. Even in classes, those of us that are teachers, please, I know some of our students are brighter than others. But let's avoid the comparison game. I beg you in the name of Jesus. Let's avoid the comparison game. 2 ladies I helped. One told me, one was slim like her mom. The other one was a bit plump like the dad. And so the mom preferred the slim one. And she had a nickname for the one that was big, like you were talking. Call her Akbo. Akbo is, what's that? Cassava. Cassava bag. That's what her mother used to call her. Yeah, Akbo. It's Butos here. Ekera. It's your age. Kind of words. You prefer. Do you know, that was the biggest problem that Jacob had if you study that story. Because the mother preferred Jacob, the father preferred Esau. Everything that guy did was to earn his father's love, including stealing his brother's birthright. That one, the big one, the day because she was the one that brought the case to me. She said, Pastor, I hate my sister. They live in the same house. He said, if I will put it now, I'll poison her. I say, if you poison her, it will make you slim like her. Because you bring somebody down doesn't mean you are going to go up or take their place. Are we together? Oh. Please, are you listening to me? The soul, listen. There's something John said in 3 John 2. He said, Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as what? Your soul. That's where, until that place is solved. Teach all the things. I run trainings for people. I've done all kinds of trainings, sir. You finish training, they fail. The problem is inside. When I said that rejection is the most debilitating illness, it damages a person from inside. Teach all the things you know. Teach all the principles you know. Person still fails. I had one, a lady. This, like she was saying. When she walks on the road, she walks on, this is how she walks. On the side of the road like this. This is how she walks. She can't look you in the eye when you are talking. She'll be looking every other place. She can't look you in the eye. Because I've done this thing for, she's, how many? Next one. 5, abuse. Any form of abuse, from verbal abuse to physical abuse to sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is the worst. The worst kind of abuse. The damage it does to a person. You don't want to know what it does to a person. Destroys. Oh, I've helped many rape victims. Many. I can't tell you the damage. Sir. The damage it does. One, her father raped her from 8 till she was 16. Her father that gave birth to her raped her from age 8 till she was 16. I met one. Beautiful girl, dark. She can't look you in the face. She said to me, I don't look myself in the mirror. I can't look at myself in the mirror. I know what she does. She already had a child at that time. What she does, when she comes around any man, she said, I know. I just go to the back, bend down, they collect, I go. That's what she was telling me. That's why she was sleeping around. She had already had the first child. I started talking with her. She was raped at 8. And then she said to me, each time I look in the mirror, I see a small creature that sits on my right shoulder. Oh, that was a demonic case. We have to tackle it. She's married now. She lives somewhere in Delta State. Beautiful, 3 children. Completely whole. the words you say. See all these kind of words that we use. Anoman, ewu, atoro, efi. Come on, say about ewu. Please, I beg you. See this your mouth. If you know the amount of damage you do. If you know the amount of damage you do. Especially us in Africa, our mouth is caustic. What we hear is that's how we're raised. That's how we feel. We feel this is how we train people. This is how we make them strong. We are destroying them. Do you know that same my son I flogged? One day he did something. I called him, we sat down. And I started showing him what he did, the consequences of what he did. And did some other things. When we finished, the guy stood up and hugged me. And he made a statement that has not left me till today. He said, Daddy, do you know when you scream, I don't hear you? I was shocked. That boy is 13 now. He was about 9 or 10 at that time. He said, you know, once you start shouting, I don't hear you. Because I noticed it. Once I flare up and start talking, if you've seen deer in headlamp, this is how he'll be looking at you. With this blank expression on it, just looking at you like this. He said to me, in that moment, I can't hear you. I don't even know what you're correcting. I don't know what you're saying. He said, but do you know now you explained to me what the issue? The guy hugged me, said, thank you. Now I understand what you're saying. Oh, I deal with young people every day. I deal, this generation next, I deal with young people every day. The kind of things I hear. The kind of things I hear. Look at public humiliation. You do something. Your mother comes to school and beats you in school. This is something that sometimes teachers, maybe a child is not doing well. They bring out the child. They tell everybody, I call him a ladder, a ladder. You're a killer. You're a murderer. You are killing that child without knowing it. Shame, 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 shame. One of them, the girl used to bedwet. In fact, she bedwet till she was in first year, second year university. Yes. Thank God we helped her out. She said to me, my mother will come to school, each day I bedwet. My mother will come to school, bring the bed sheet in front of my class and tell my classmates, be telling me, shame, 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 shame. If you see this girl, those days, this is how she used to walk. Broken inside. Number 7, I'm running, is betrayal of trust. So things like someone's heart is broken, you know. I've counseled people that have had issues with marital infidelity. There's nothing that damages a person like that in any form or shape. I've counseled people having issues with divorce. Look at neglect and abandonment, for example. I met quite a number of them. This guy was in engineering in UNM. Father got his mother pregnant. Both of them went their separate ways. Father didn't want him, mother didn't want him. Both of them remarried, dumped him in the village. Because it's a child's sense of belonging and significance. That's why I say the foundation of society is the family. If we get it right at the family level. You see, because the prostitute came from a family. The adulterer came from a family. The murderer came from a family. The cult boy came from a family. If we get it right at the family level, we'll heal society. That's why I started the movement I started for men. Because we say, let's go back. Now, those of you here are grown. These ones are growing. For some, the damage has been done. Let's get the next generation and stop this nonsense from continuing. And then, of course, number 9, physical disability, then social rejection. The secondary school I attended, we didn't have trousers in senior secondary. We wore shorts till SS3. That's how my principal decided to make it. The short I wore, so tall, that where they join it at the back, the pocket now came. You wear white and wear white and wear white. Then it now begins to look like what my grandmother used to sieve pap. If you sieved pap before, that's how the shirt, you can look at it like this and see my chest. The badge is no longer, but the badge is bar. It's gone. 90% of the badge is gone. The only thing that saved me was I was intelligent. Oh, I met a woman, my form mistress, paid my school fees, my JS3, SS1, all 3 times. God will bless them. JS3, SS1, I think SS2 is when my form mistress in JS3. They want to put, she holds the list. She tell them, no, not this one. No, not this one. She'll go to the principal, say, leave this boy. From her meager salary, that woman will labor just to make sure that I stayed in school. There are people that give me leverage. I'll never forget them in my life. There are also some of them that showed me Shege and Shege Pro Max. God will have mercy on them because I forgive them a long time ago. I'm telling you, one in those days, when he wants to flog you, he'll tell you, touch your toe. Keep your hand like this. And he only one spot. He finished flogging my friend. The guy couldn't sit for 2-3 days. The guy's bum became like puff puff. How do people cope with rejection? Before I now show you. How do people cope with rejection? The first way people cope with rejection is that some hold it in. Some people hold it in. They isolate themselves. They become antisocial. They don't mix up with people. They become loners. I've handled a few cases on suicide attempt. They brought a lady to me. Amazingly, thank God today she's a medical doctor. I think she's in Barbados or one of those countries. When they brought this girl to me, she had attempted suicide 3 times. 3 times. 3. When I now started doing investigation, I found out she woke up one day. The father, the man she thought was her father, in a fit of anger, said, I'm not your father. Go and find your father. So she thought the man was joking out of anger. She cried to the mother. The mother said, yes, it's not your father. I said, how? What a way to find out that the man I've called dad till my teenage year is all of a sudden. So who am I? This thing damaged the person's identity. So some hold it in, sir. Some become manic depressive. Some get into the second way that people, some hold it, they lash out. So there are some people you see that are me against the world. Always fighting. One of the guys, my secondary school mate, the guy had a nickname, Pugnacious. The guy was everywhere he's fighting, everywhere. I had one, the father beat his mother so much he landed in a psychiatric hospital for 6 months. And he joined cult. He joined Vikings. One of the most vicious human beings. They rusticated him from 3 schools. Yet if you see him, you will not know. Most of these people you see that are in cult and some of these violent gangs, go and check. It's from home. There's an identity crisis. There's a disconnection between them and their father. That's where the problem is. Do you know, I found out I could dance. So you know what I would do in school in those days? Because the third group is where I want to show you, because that's where I was. Continue. The third group are the people that build facades. They build walls. Now let me say this. There are some people that you think they are snobs. Every time you see them, they are aloof. That's a protective mechanism they've created for themselves. For some, they talk. If you sit with them to talk, they won't allow you to talk. You know why? They don't want you to get into their space. They want to dominate the conversation, so you don't have time to find out about them. There are some others, snobbery. There are some others, anytime you see excessive makeup. That's, you know, this makeup you see. One, I saw a lady one day, I couldn't recognize her. And I didn't know when it came out of my mouth. I said, Naidi goes to embalm. Look like an embalmed corpse. She started crying. I said, I'm sorry. God has helped me with my mouth. Those days was there. I couldn't recognize her. Because you see, their sense of significance doesn't come from inside, it comes from outside. Anytime you see all this silly dressing, you see somebody wearing low and behold. Half of the boobs is out, this one is out. That's why people do BBL. What is the problem? Listen, let me say this, all of you. Everything a person does, they do either for validation or from validation. Either it comes from a place of validation, I know who I am, or they are trying to gain validation from somebody else. Anytime you see a lady dress to show parts of her body, she doesn't have any other thing to offer. The only thing she can offer is her body. So she wants to focus the attention on the body and not see the emptiness going on inside. Anytime you see all this bling, 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 they wear here, wear here. Anytime you see a person obsessed with fashion brands, I wear Prada, I wear this, I wear Gucci. Their sense of self-worth is not coming from inside, it's coming from what they own. The day I became free was the day I realized that what I wear doesn't give me value. I give value to what I wear. I heard the story of Prince Charles then, before he was king. Went to South Africa, entered the shop, brought his slippers, put his leg inside it. The guy snapped it before he moved his leg and posted the picture. He said, this is the slippers that Prince Charles' leg entered. The price of the slippers jumped up. This is the reason you find us obsessed with titles in Africa. Prophet, engineer, doctor, apostle, evangelist. See, title, title, title. But let me ask you a question. Nelson Mandela, did you see any title there? But the name has weight and occupies space. There are names we hear, they have weight. You don't need any title. Whenever you see a person, I was watching a lady, she was in one of those podcasts. Somebody introduced her. She said, no, it's Apostle Doctor. Point of Apostle Doctor Mrs. It tells me what is going on inside. I said, this thing doesn't respect titles. I've seen a young man, this guy, had finished school at that time. One day, the same thing, just like this other lady, got to find out that the man he has called father for 20-something years is not his dad. The guy ran to my office that day. The boy was willing. I saw pain firsthand. Then, excessive spending and a lot of the other things. So people build all kinds of walls to protect themselves. That's where I was. Do you believe that I used to carry afro and I'll tint my hair? This is my hair. I'll tint it. I used to fix French acrylic on my fingers. This left finger. French acrylic, I'll tint. The trousers I used to wear, I said I've thrown most of the pictures in. All of them actually. One leg of the trouser can sew clothes for a full human being. I'll wear, I said it's a decent one. I'll wear, you know what I'll do, sir? I'll fold one leg of the trouser. My brother bought me Timberland, great Timberland in those days, my oldest brother. So I'll wear the right leg. My friend bought moccasins. So I'll wear the right leg of my Tims, fold it so you can see the Tims. Then the guy will wear the left leg of my Tims. So I'll wear the right leg of my Tims, wear the left leg of his mocks. Then he will wear the left leg of my Tims, fold it so you can see the Tims. And then wear the right leg of my mocks and let that one flow. It was, Bobby's is dead now. The guy used to work in Fluxes. I'm calling him so people know what I'm talking about. Before you open this name, the guy is dead now. It was one that did. It was Cisco. The guy this my friend, used to perform Cisco. So the guy didn't have a silver dye. I said, which one you have? He said, this one. You all carry the dye, the guy said. So the guy turned to me. He said, how do we do your own? I said, I don't know, but I need something different. So he put his hand inside the dye, ran it. It's not a braid, though. No, it's not braid. He just put his hand inside dye, ran it on my head. The goal is that you cannot pass us and not say to Fiakwa. Because to a broken person, any attention is better than attention at all, than no attention. Do you know that some things that children do, they are doing it to get attention? They would rather get negative attention than not to get your attention at all. I met one, the girl, they lived in Kaduna many years ago. If you see this girl, the size of 3 people, the sister brought her to me. When she came in, she sat down. In the days of 40 in one DVD, this girl will pack 4, 5, horror. She doesn't watch any other thing. Horror. The kind of horror movies that will make you cringe. She'll sit down for 3 days and tidy 40-something horror movies. Oh, yes. When I came to the office, I sat down. She looked at me. She said, don't tell me about God. I'm not interested in God. I said, eh? He said, I'm going to hell. I know. Oh, yes. He said, I've settled it in my heart. I'm going to hell. Don't tell me anything about God. He said, don't tell me anything about God. I'm going to hell. I've decided it in my heart. She said, where was God when I was crying to him? Days my mother will abuse me and beat the hell out of me. Where was God? I cried, they didn't hear me. Why is it now? He's coming to come and talk to me. So I leaned forward. I said, if God were to come to you now and ask you, what is the one thing he will do for you? She said, you really want to know? I said, yes. She said, I'll tell him to kill my parents. She said, I breathe and live to see them dead. She said, my mother has high blood pressure, courtesy of me. I'm the proud sponsor of my mother's high blood pressure. She said, in fact, any day my mother doesn't scream. He said, one day, I'd not heard her scream for the whole day. I went to her room, packed all her gold, jewelries, dashed it to somebody. And I told her I sold it. So I didn't sell it. I gave it out. She started shouting again and almost had a heart attack. And I was praying she would die. Last time I saw her, I was in Ikeja. Somebody walks up to me to greet me. And she was looking at me. I said, don't recognize me. I said, no, I don't. She introduced herself. This girl will be your size. I was shocked. Because we took her on a journey. How do you find healing? Let me close because they said my time was up. How do you find healing? Number one, accept, first of all, acknowledge that you have a problem. I'm going to show you 7 quick steps so I can get out of your face. Did you get it? Did you get it? Can you animate that thing? I don't want all those things on the screen at the same time. The first step is that you have to be honest. You have to tell yourself. I had to sit down and have a conversation with myself. I said, hey, fine, sit down. I brought a chair. I said, sit down. You have a problem. Your children are not the problem. The people you are leading are not the problem. You are the problem. I have this issue. I need to deal with it. Number 2, take responsibility. Stop the blame game. I was telling one guy one day, hey, my father was not there, my mother was not there, if my mother was there. I said, you keep blaming your ancestors till one day you become an ancestor. Actually. Let me tell you, all of you, my background, once you hit 21, you are the new background. Did you hear what I said? Once you get married, you become a new background. You have to take responsibility. Stop the blame game. I didn't do this because my father. I didn't do this because my mother. Stop that. Stop that nonsense. Take responsibility. What has happened has happened. I take responsibility to change this thing. And I tell myself, this far it goes and no more. I will rewrite this thing. My wife will not go through this. My children will not go through this. The people I lead will not go through this. The people I raise will not go through this. After all, Abraham, do you know that Abraham's father was an idol merchant? Yet the man became father of faith. Number 3 is you need to reconcile with God. And I'm going to pray for us in a few minutes. Because I can tell you something, all of you. Any solution you are bringing to dealing with rejection that removes the source, you're wasting your time. Listen, when God created man, that's why I went back to the beginning. Sir, he molded the body. Eh? But to get you, the real you inside, that clay, he did. So, to maintain this one, you have to stay close. Are you following what I'm saying? So when they talk about eating organic, to keep this one healthy, to heal it, do you know your body can heal itself? The closer you are to nature, the healthier you are. But how about the human spirit? Which hospital do you go to? Which injection do you give to the person? How do you solve that problem? Two things, the presence of God and the word of God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because you see, the law of source and sustenance says that the source of anything is the sustenance. To kill a fish, what do I need to do? Do I need a gun? Please, I'm asking, do I need a gun? What do I do? Separate it from water, it dies. To kill a tree, I don't need to. All I need to do, separate it from the soil, it dies. So, to heal a human being, the human spirit, how do I solve the problem? I go back to the source. I go back to the creator. Number 4, you need to forgive those who hurt you. Forgive them. And you're going to do it this afternoon. I'm going to lead you in that prayer. Forgive them. The day I forgave my father, it was hard. I was wailing. I was wailing. I was wailing. My dad died at 80. On the day of his burial, I was crying like a baby. Shocking. You know that same father of mine, I led him to Christ. Can you believe that? I led him to Christ. The first time God asked me to pray for him, I said, God, no. It took him 3 days to convince me. I said, he will go to hell. He said, but if I did not consider the things you've done before I died for you, why should you wait for till he changes before you love him? Number what now? Number 5, get out of unhealthy relationships. There are some entanglements, there are some things you've gotten in yourself, and not just relationships, there are certain habits, there are certain addictions that are formed along the way. This is why people get into drugs, get into sex, get into all kinds of things. You must break out of those things. Number 6 is that you have to now develop your new identity. Once you receive Christ into your life and start rebuilding, Hebrews 4:12, he said, the word of Christ is a two-edged sword, is a sharp sword that penetrates into the soul and of the spirit. So I'll stand in front of the mirror. I started reading my Bible, sir. I'll get all the things that the scriptures say about me. I'll stand in front of the mirror and I'm talking to myself. I say, you're not a fool. You're a king. You're a prince. You see what I said I did at the beginning? That's what I started talking. I started talking to the man in the mirror. Somewhere along the line, my sense of identity began to change. Everything about me began to change. And then, of course, finally, you have to now start developing new habits and new character. I want us to pray. Because as I said, there is no drug that can reach the human spirit. There's no injection that can reach the human soul. There's no surgical blade that can reach the human soul. I want us to pray. Everybody, please. Can we just bow our heads just for a minute? Please, I beg you. I came here for a reason. I'm going to ask. You want God to heal you, whether you're on my right or you're on my left. Please come and meet me here. I want us to pray. I want to pray with you. It requires humility. You want to say, God, I want to find healing in my heart. I want you to bring me healing. I'm tired. Please come. I want to pray with you. Come. Thank you, my sister. Whether you are here, whether you are here. He healed me and he sent me to heal the brokenhearted. You want to say, I'm tired. There's no hard man in it. There's no hard man in it. it affects you more than you know. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Please come.